All
You
righty, we
gotta, you
are
gotta.
live. Hmm.
I was about to ask you, do you have your link that I can share?
Oh, I just figured you'd go to my page and get it. Sorry.
Oh, there it is. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Cool, cool. Hello, hello, everybody. Let us know if you're there. Sorry it's super late. Uh, as always, whew. Let me know that Monk and I are on the same, you know, levels. I swear. Oh man, once I start streaming again regularly, cause it's been a solid like year since I've streamed regularly. We've got to do like a membership drive or something, so y'all can help me. My Elgato is dead and gone. It's in that lake. It's a done deal. Okay. I cannot for the life of me get that thing to work.
Not the link.
Yeah, my rebirth is super laggy on my computer. I'm gonna try to see what I can do to fix the lag issue, so that we could try to stream. Push come to shove, Saturday I will just react. I'll just go through a playthrough of somebody's and react to the parts of Gongaga I really want to talk about because I'm dying to talk about Gongaga. Especially with Dear Destiny coming out and you know part 3 looming. Um, we've got to discuss Gongaga. Hey, Brian. Uh, Again, can you hear me okay? Can you hear Monk okay? Somebody give us a nod. And I don't mean literally can you
Hello,
hear me. I mean,
hello.
are our levels the same? Do I sound way louder than her? Does she sound way louder than me? That way we can make sure that everything's cool. But yeah, we would do some type of membership, super chat drive. Any super chats would be appreciated. The thanks button would be appreciated. My cash app would be appreciated. If I can upgrade my equipment, I'll be able to stream regularly on camera, a lot clearer picture, a lot better audio for me and Monk. I'm going to be able to multi-platform again. So I definitely don't do this for the money. I do this, trust me, I do this because I love Final Fantasy 7. But I would love to be able to stream more and hang out with y'all more because I love talking to y'all. So that would be appreciated. Hi, Brian. Hi, Tal. How's it going? Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were. Man, I was ranting with Talon earlier about the usual. Uh, hopefully he sees we're live and joins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So they said I sound fine, but they need you to talk more.
Okay. Oh, I was letting us
Okay,
have
now
no
you're
worry
breaking up.
and
You're
before we
breaking
jumped
up
in.
real bad. You're breaking up real bad.
Uh oh. Okay.
Okay, that's
Let
that's
me
better. No, that's much better. Whatever you're
right
doing.
here.
Yeah, whatever you're
Okay.
doing. That's great. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, all right.
Okay. Good.
I'm looking for something because I don't want to have to be leaning into this mic for the whole thing. Looking for something to prop this thing up on. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Really want one of those things like I think Professor Noctis has, where like the mic is, you know, suspended in air. That would be freaking amazing. Because I have to prop this thing
Yeah.
up on anything in order to.
You get one of those like old fashioned like
Yeah, that would be badass.
you get one of
Yeah.
those like radio microphones.
Live in
You
studio.
can just reach up and hold it.
Yes, live in studio. But yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, just regularly. If anything starts happening weird with the audio of the thing, if it's too loud as well, let me know. I'm gonna keep it lower than us, just so you can hear us as we're talking. Um, but there's also subtitles, so don't worry about missing anything. All right, so let's get started. This your girl Stygian Stilettos Gamer, aka Stygian Sis. I have with me today Tifa the Monk. Once again, how are you?
It's so great. Like this, I'm all refreshed from the holiday weekend, and I'm ready to jump into 2026
Oh
and finally
man.
get some legit Final Fantasy Part 3
For God's
shit going on
sakes,
here.
come on
Like,
already.
This drought is not good for my mental health.
Whew.
It's not good for it's not good for the fandom either. Clearly. For a multitude of reasons.
People are
So
losing
let's
their
get the
minds
ball
out
rolling.
here. Yeah, people are losing their minds out here. Okay.
But we got Dear Destiny around the corner.
Yeah, like I'm having PTSD from having to do all this remake and rebirth shit again. It's like, okay, Disc 1, we get it. But, you know, but that also tells me the fact that they're trying to rush these to new ports. They want everybody to be able to play these games because part 3 is just around the corner. It definitely reminds me of them running Crisis Core Reunion out there ahead of part 2. You know, ahead of, well, part 2 Rebirth, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to make sure everybody has that knowledge going into Rebirth. And so, man, Dear Destiny, I mean, me and Nightmare on a daily basis is like counting down the hours to Dear Destiny. It is going to be so explosive.
It is way closer than people realize.
Yeah,
it is way
it's like 23 days or something like that. Like, it is, oh my God. Ooh.
It's coming up quick.
It's coming up fast.
I mean, we're already, it's going to be the 9th.
I mean, it's going to be the, it's going to be the 7th circle of hell for some, but I get the feeling Cloud is there. It's going to be. And but we can once again put to rest the idea that Crisis Core is not canon, by the way. What you say?
I said, I don't care if it's the 7th circle of hell for them. I have no sympathy. They deserve it.
And if you think this coping about not needing to kiss, which is what my rant is going to be, is it related to the fact that Dear Destiny is coming at them like a freight train? Is their first stroll of the Green Mile? That's their first destination of this Green Mile leading into part 3. Please. Yeah. So speaking of, I'm just gonna. I was going off on Twitter earlier, girl. Look. And this is not about anybody specifically. I'm not naming any names. I'm not trying to be accused of targeting anybody because I'm not even trying to target anybody because it's not about how I personally feel about A, B, and C person. Okay. But if you even know the people involved, you know it's not about how I feel about them personally. Okay. It's not, but it's just like the unmitigated gall. Like the Claire Cassidy kills me. How fucking dare y'all sit around arguing about this kiss, talking about it doesn't count, but also it's a, before, like, they spent probably 10 years, honestly, because I wasn't here in 2015, but I can only imagine the shit they were saying in 2015. Okay. Talking about how Cloud and Aerith are gonna get this wild love story this time, blah blah, and part of that was, they're definitely gonna kiss this time. They're gonna kiss on the gondola. Been saying this shit for at least 5 years. That Cloud and Aerith are gonna kiss on this gondola. They didn't care about how optional it was. They didn't care if you had to fly to the moon and back to see this scene. Okay. They didn't care if you had to have Elon Musk type of money to see this scene. If it was in the game, that means the LTD is over. Claire is canon. Da 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 da. Then they get smacked with reality, rhetorically and visually, that in fact, when Cloud had umpteenth opportunity to kiss Aerith, anytime he wanted to, he refused at every point, including on the gondola. Okay, and the second Tifa barely asks a question, he's all over her and gives her his first kiss. And now all of a sudden, at that point, for the last 2 years, it's been, handholds are more romantic than kisses, even though, so then why were y'all all asking for a kiss in part 3? Why would you want to regress? How does that make sense, Monk? Like, if interlocked fingers, the lover's tie is the pinnacle of romance, why do you want to push back Cloud and Aerith's relationship with a silly little kiss? You know what I mean? That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. I mean, the stuff they say, and I'm talking about people on Twitter specifically, because that's where a lot of this shit happens. Like, the most extreme of the Claire fandom is on fucking Twitter. Okay? It don't make any sense whatsoever, the shit that they say. Okay. On one hand, it's a slow burn romance. On the other hand, it's love at first sight. On one hand, Cloud and Aerith have all these dates because they're the canon couple, and a man. But at the same time, oh well, even after 6 days, after 6 days, oh he's taking his time. Oh it's too soon for them to kiss. Okay, so like now the perfect time is after she's dead. None of it makes sense whatsoever. And now, as like I said, Dear Destiny is looming in the distance for them with a very clear reference to Cloudy and Zerith, okay? And knowing that 2000 Guild to Becoming a Hero is in this book, so understand what that means. No matter what is in Aerith's part, Tifa's part is going to show her wanting Cloud. Cloud's part is going to show him wanting Tifa. You're going to see mutuality. You see what I'm saying? She's gonna look like a third wheel in the book. You get what I'm even if they had some fantasy, let's say it was a Claire fantasy, she's talking about having a family with Cloud and all this other stuff. She's gonna look like a third wheel and I mean frankly cucked in comparison to Cloud and Tifa mutually wanting each other, longing for each other all these years. You get what I'm saying? So there is no win. This is a no-win scenario. That's why they've already written the book off, because they understand. Okay, they understand exactly what's happening here.
I mean, I know. I know for a fact. I mean, I've seen the post myself that Claire's were out there calling it, "Oh, this is just some fan service book. It doesn't matter. It's in the past." And not really registering, connecting the synapses in their tiny little heads about why is this book being released right now, right on the lead up to part 3? What could that possibly mean? Especially after we saw just how much Traces of Two Paths played into Rebirth, to the point where you had developers saying this is the backbone of Rebirth, and it was directly referenced during multiple scenes of Rebirth. Yep, Toriyama did say that. He said it was the backbone of Rebirth. And after you play Rebirth, it makes a whole lot of sense why that book is
even replaying
in the position that it is in.
Yeah,
and,
even replaying remake, like I guess you were about to say.
Yeah, I was just saying that, Aerith's trial is a scene pulled directly from that damn book. So people trying to say that the books don't matter, the books aren't canon. Hello, your girl's trial came from that damn book.
The books they don't we were not surprised. Don't matter.
we were not surprised when we saw that scene on the boat to Junon, because we already read it. Like, what was it? Like at least a year and a half before it came, like I forget exactly.
I think it came out
how long
it was. 2020. It came out the same year as Integrate, 2022.
Yeah. So it was a yeah. So we were already well aware of some of this content that was in Rebirth because we read the book. So people trying to turn around and dismiss Dear Destiny, like there's a reason why Nojima is not writing these books just just for shits and giggles.
It's July 2021. Okay, yeah, it was July 2021. Sorry, it was a year after I joined. It was the next year after I joined Defender. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like these people are nuts. Like, they seem to think that Nojima's just out here writing novels just for shits and giggles, like as if the man is not. After he deliberately says, "Hey, these books are tied," he constantly talks about how the books are tied to the games. If you want to understand more about these characters, read the books. But that's the thing. They don't want to understand more about these characters, because the more you learn about these characters, the less their ship makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why they were out there telling their followers not to read these books. Don't read it. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, they don't mean anything. It's just a past. Yeah, a past that is apparently so significant. They keep revisiting it ahead of the live stream scene.
And here's the thing. It's like
this is now going to be the fourth. I believe the fourth time the train station scene is referenced in one way or another. Okay.
Exactly. It's a hugely significant scene. And here's the thing. we're not and Claire's are crazy for like not listening to us because at the
You could have ended
honestly
that on
they
Claire.
would
Sorry, go ahead.
they could benefit so much. They could save themselves so much unnecessary embarrassment if they were to just listen for once. They listen to the people they want to they like their leadership who doesn't actually know what the hell they're talking about, or they're deliberately lying to their following so that way, you know, they can just keep the illusion going for as long as possible. It's gonna be time to pay the piper eventually. You can't outrun this.
I keep saying
it's going to happen.
Scar.
It's
Eventually
going
the
to
hyenas realize they're being lied to.
Get away from it. It's coming.
You know, eventually
Like,
Scar couldn't outrun his lies.
Yep, and it doesn't matter how many childish little pose mods you do on your PlayStation. You can sit there and whine and cry on social media as much as you want. You can go and clip every CT streamer that you want. It does not fucking matter. You can sit there and fool every single CT streamer out there into following your ship. It's not going to change the story.
Mm-mm.
It's really not. Like, I don't know what you can go on a cloudy Reddit and whine and cry in our Reddit and in our Discord spaces and on Twitter and on Facebook. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's not going to change a damn thing.
Nope.
You're just what you're doing is you're painting more targets on yourself, because let me tell you something. When this game comes out, it's gonna be open season.
It's not gonna be hey, after all the hell they put us through personally, yeah, I mean, trust me, we're gonna be out there acting a fool. You better believe that. But we're not gonna be that biggest problem. We are not gonna be that biggest problem. They're gonna have a whole lot of explaining to do.
They've been lying to this whole time.
They're gonna have a whole lot of explaining to do to the people who they led into the lion's den.
Their own base is gonna eat them alive for lying.
Absolutely. They are going to be asked why they led them into the lion's den. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my God, I can't imagine what the DMs are like. You know what I'm saying? Like, my God, when Dear Destiny was announced, like, oh my God, here we go. You know, Chief is gonna get another book because she's just gonna. Okay, all right. By the way, Kurt said they weren't that bold in 2015. Even then they were saying they were gonna retcon everything to favor Tifa. Yeah, see, they always tell the truth when they think nobody's looking, so that doesn't surprise me. Cause they say shit like that now. They act big and bold and bad about it.
Yeah.
But then when you look at them as they're quietly speaking to each other, okay, just like this whole thing with the kiss. Okay, oh well, we don't need a kiss, you know. Cloud and Air's love story doesn't require a kiss. Oh, okay. So for 20 plus years, when Cloud and Tifa didn't have a kiss, and we said we didn't need a kiss because they have a damn family together. It's obviously together. We like a kiss, but it's not required. Just like Zidane and Garnett, okay, who also like, yes, and they love that these two got the outfits and everything. But let me tell you something. Zidane didn't run off and build a family with another woman. Okay, that's what he did not do. Okay. He flirts, and that's what's so funny too.
It's almost
it's just another thing. It's like they damn Zach for life and death, for eternity, for flirting with a fucking receptionist. Meanwhile, Zidane is literally flirting with other women in Garnett's face, and they don't care because they got the same options. It's like, okay, can y'all at least be consistent? You know what I'm saying? So it's either you damn them to hell for flirting with other women, or you don't. I mean, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? And obviously everybody knows he's just a playboy. He's just like being goofy about it. I love Zidane and Garnett to death. Do not get me wrong. But they are so inconsistent with literally everything. It drives me crazy. And so no, Claudius do not think a kiss is required for a ship to be canon. Okay, but when Cloud Strife is the most sought out, is the most iconic hero of Final Fantasy, embroiled in one of the most infamous LTDs in history, and at the height of the LTD, he kisses one and not the other, that's a firm goddamn decision. Okay? There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so, real quick, just finish my point. And so now, it's all, well, kiss isn't required. We don't even need one, blah, 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 blah. Then what the hell have we been arguing about for 2 years? Like, the fucking Claire Cassidy kills me. Just enjoy your ship and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Every day, they spend far more time talking about Tifa and talking about Cloudy. Because I guess after an hour, after, after an hour or so, they run out of content to talk about, so they need to run over here and be talking about our shit. I don't know. I mean, just, good Lord. And then I was reminded of another ship, which I will not name.
Well, I mean...
And I'm like, damn, he married with kids with this chick, and they are still arguing about how he was going to end up with ABC rather than the person. It's like Cloudy all over again. I'm like, damn. They are still out in these streets arguing years later when the outcome, married with kids with a woman, and they still arguing that the real love interest is another woman. You know what I'm saying? It's insane to me.
This one
got to
happens
have
to be
better
a
things to
certain
do with your time.
anime with a certain.
You have got to have better things to do with your time. And the thing was, I like the other ship. I like the Fanta ship. I don't have any particular feelings about the Candy one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fine. I think they're cute. But I thought he might end up with the other girl too. You don't see me sitting my ass on Twitter day and night arguing about how the real chip isn't canon and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a fucking life. Honestly. That is insane behavior to me. It really is. You can love Cloud and Aerith together. I got no problem with that.
Exactly.
I follow people who love Cloud and Aerith. I got no fucking problem with somebody loving Cloud and Aerith together. But stop lying about the damn story. You know what I'm saying? And stop manipulating other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know the shit ain't happening. It drives me crazy. Anyway, that was my rant. Sorry. That'll probably all be cut out.
Okay. Well, I was just going to add in real quickly about... Oh, sorry. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay. So, all I was saying was that the problem with Claris, and again, their actions tell on them. Like, for example, recently, Aerith gets this very nice, $2,000 statue. And what does the Claris fandom immediately do? Instead of going, oh, this is a nice statue, and celebrating it like normal fucking people, instead they turn around and use it as an excuse to attack Tifa. And using, like, fan-made statues to try to drag Tifa or whatever. And then I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what a bunch of fucking salty ass losers. Like, they know, like they don't even care about Aerith. Like somebody so astutely said, their hatred for Tifa outflanks their supposed love for Aerith.
Absolutely.
And that is the primary reason why Aerith does not sell, why her merch does not fucking move, why she drags in popularity polls constantly, because her fan base, largely, not all of them, there are some legit Aerith fans out there, but the vast
like Zerith don't be
of
running
them,
around trashing Tifa constantly. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I've said this before, and I'll reiterate it. The only real Aerith fans I've ever seen in this fandom are Zerith. That's it.
I'm not going
to,
because that'll be a whole thing. Oh, how dare you tell us what kind of family? All I'm gonna say is this.
Well,
like to me, the main selling point I see is Aerith is not Tifa. Like, for whatever reason, they have a visceral hatred of Tifa, and I can think of a few reasons. Okay, and they see, and anytime it looks like Aerith is getting one over on Tifa, they celebrate. Aerith gets a statue, even though Zack got a statue before Aerith. So if they're talking about it, if they're basing that like order meaning importance, then
Aerith is behind Zack.
Then Zack is more important than Aerith by definition, by the same definition. Okay, that'll throw him into a tailspin. Okay. And by the way, the statue is gorgeous. By the way, if I had $2,000 to burn, maybe I'd get it. But that most certainly do not. I'd get all of them if I was rich. But yeah. But beside the point. Yeah, like they see Aerith as the antithesis to Tifa. A lot of them, you know, and I'm specifically talking about people on Twitter who argue about the shipping day and night. I can't speak for all people, you know what I'm saying? It's specifically people who argue day and fucking night constantly about how Aerith is the canon love interest. And yet don't know shit about her story. Okay, half the time. One didn't even know her damn mama's real name. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, good Lord. Spend some time actually reading these materials, and maybe you'll actually know what the hell you're talking about.
For real. Well, and see, here's the thing too, is that what these people need to realize is that it's not that fucking deep. Seriously. I realize the irony of me saying this, because I am a very passionate person, and yeah, I do obsess over this stuff, but there's a limit. There's a fucking limit. There's a point where I'm just like, they're video game characters. Like, look, I personally, like, Aerith does annoy me in some ways, like, and she's definitely not one of my favorite characters, but it would be a cold day in hell the day I obsessed over Aerith to the point where I was making, like, stupid ass, like, PC mods of Aerith getting impaled or whatever by Cloud or something. It gets to a certain point where Aerith is not worth it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Nobody. I'm sorry. Ain't no character worth it. Cloud ain't worth that. Tifa ain't worth that. Ain't no character worth that.
No, none of these characters are worth that level of hatred. If a video game character has you that bent out of shape, you need to, like, burn your PlayStation, burn your PC, and never touch a video game again, because you clearly are not mentally stable enough to handle a video game. What you need to do is you need to go seek out some professional help. You need to go seek a therapist, okay?
I saw so many people commenting on what happened. Like, my God, how disgusting. Like, they made no friends over that post.
There is no character story that is worth that level of hatred. Not a single character. Not Cloud, not Tifa, not Aerith, not even Sephiroth or goddamn Lucrezia. And I hate Lucrezia, but I would never obsess over Lucrezia to that fucking degree. I'm sorry.
I only bring up Lucrezia when she's in the discourse. That is it. Because I don't like her. Exactly. Everybody knows I hate Lucrezia, and I don't choose to spend my time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't choose to spend my time all over my timeline day and night talking about a character I hate. Another reason why I clearly don't hate Aerith, because if I did, I wouldn't be posting her art all the time and talking about her all the time. I'm about to talk about Zerith right now. Okay, like I could not mentally handle obsessing over a character all day and night on my timeline that I hate. It just wouldn't be worth it to me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know, like, no, I don't like Goku. Okay. One of my coworkers was like, how do you love Dragon Ball Z and hate Goku? I was like, because I love Vegeta and I love the story. But he was surprised that I hated Goku. You know why? Because I just don't talk about Goku. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't talk about characters I don't like. You know what I'm saying? For the most, like, come on. I mean, damn, Hojo ain't worth this level of hate. You know what I'm saying? No, Hojo might be a little funny. But,
I really wish that Clarence would understand the essence of it costs nothing to shut the fuck up. It really does.
All they're doing, we're trying to help them believe it or not.
The world does not need to hear your fucking dumbass opinion every second of every minute of every day. In fact, the world would be better off if you just took a piece of duct tape and plastered it over your mouth and you shut up about everything. Because you're fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry. I know I'm going off on a rant now, but this is don't put this on stage. But this is me. Honestly, you have nothing of value to add to the conversation, clearly, because if you did, that would be what we would be talking about right now, not the unhinged BS that we've been seeing
Yeah,
for months on
they're
end
not
now.
doing Aerith or the ship any favors. Like every time,
No.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like people who like you said, it literally costs Aerith sales. There are a lot of people when an Aerith figure comes out or something like that, they would support it. But then they see that what they perceive as the Aerith fandom, you know what I'm saying? Trashing Tifa, and it makes them
Mm-hmm.
not want to buy it. Especially when
Exactly.
you're
Like
making
anybody
it
who
a pissing contest between whose figure came out first. They act like Tifa didn't get 4 extra figures over Aerith in the remake series. By the way, I mean they just act like it didn't happen. Okay,
exactly.
you
Like,
know it's just like everything's not a
and
damn.
come on. Exactly. And that's the thing. Yeah, no, you're right. It not everything has to be a goddamn competition. And here's the thing: is like you said, it just turns people off. It makes people who would normally be totally fine with buying Aerith merch not even want to touch it. Like I know that there's cloudies out there that love Aerith, but anytime Claire start acting a fool like this over some of her merch, they're like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna pour my support into Tifa and you know just not even bother with the Aerith stuff. Yeah, and yes, it does cost Aerith in
It
sales
literally
because
costs
people just
Aerith,
don't.
and which is why Square Enix, you know, that's the part of the frustration. Is like y'all just let this discord keep happening because as long you know it's kind of like this. As long as somebody's talking about the game, is good. No, not all news is good news. I'm sorry. Like you have people in this fandom actively tearing down the characters in the game of this story. Now I'm not talking about people who just simply ship out there together. The story it has an LTD for a reason. There's an LTD narrative for a reason, and that's what I was saying on Twitter earlier. Okay, I love how I always say we're not gonna run 2 hours, and we are 30 minutes in. We still random. Okay, we're gonna. I might have to say this everything. But yeah, it's just anyway. Let's move on. But yeah, it's just I think we've said all we needed to say on that front. But yeah, it really and it's a shame to me. It's really a shame because Eric's best part of her story is coming up. She's finally going to fully embrace her Cetrahood, her role in saving the planet. She's resolved her feelings about Cloud. She's going to reunite with Zack. You know what I'm saying? She has so many good things coming up. And you can't, you know, we spend so much time just simply trying to defend Tifa from absolute nonsense and playing this tit for tat with them on Twitter that we can't even appreciate what's to come for Aerith sometimes. Which is why actually I'm going to say this everything. What I was thinking about is, you know, Mark, have you ever written a letter? I mean, maybe a rhetorical question, but have you ever written a letter?
I have.
Yeah. Like, you have to think about what goes into writing a letter, okay? You got to get paper, and if you want, you know, a particular type of paper, you got to get it. You know, we're talking about writing someone you're in love with, okay? Got to get, you know, a nice pen, have an envelope, and you see the envelope that she had flowers in the inside, a special type of envelope. You got to get a stamp, and by the way, Zack is represented by a dog named Stamp. And stamps are loyal because they, you know, I'm just saying, a stamp gets your mail to the, I'm just throwing that out there. Okay. But yeah, you know, you have to write out what you want to think. Lots of times, I mean, you'll almost, I mean, you'll, a letter, unless you just don't give a damn, you know, and scribbling in it and scratching stuff out and don't care what the fuck you write in it. It's going to take multiple drafts. If you mess up a word, you're going to restart, or you got to give what? Like, there's a lot that goes into this, okay? She wrote this, man. I was a writing major. I literally have never written 89 letters in my life. She wrote this man 89 times in 4 years. Now, a little over 4 years, okay? That is a lot of dedication and effort over years and years and years. And I bring this up because Dear Destiny is coming up in this, and it's obviously referencing the last letter that she sent Zack. Like, You don't hold those type of feelings all those years and they suddenly just vanish because a cute guy walked by you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it, all
And
like the reason she's constantly referencing Zach is because I believe those feelings go a bit dormant. Not in a bad. I just mean like she tries to bury them at that point after she realizes she's never going to hear back from Zach for whatever reason. But meeting Cloud boils all that up again in her. That's why from the second she's talking to him, almost from the first moment she's talking to him, she's talking about a memento. She's talking about lovers get these when they're reunited. We may even find out why she was on Loveless Street in the first place, by the way, in Dear Destiny. And boy, oh boy, that could be an explosive discussion right there. It is very possible they shut all this. It's very possible Dear Destiny shuts a lot of shit down far before part 3. If they confirm in any manner that her going to Loveless Street is about Zach, stuff. I'm saying if they confirm in any form or fashion that Aerith hanging around Loveless Street is somehow related to Zach, that's a motherfucking rap right there. Okay? That's a done damn deal. And I'm telling you, I mean, you think Kissgate was bad? Their Destiny Gate might be. I mean, my God, steer clear of the Phantom is all I can say. If that book,
I mean,
oh Lord,
exactly. Well, Traces of Two Paths was explosive enough, but it was more focused on Tifa and Aerith as children, and rather than. But now. This is like walking you right up to the door of remake.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is everything leading right up to the mainline story. So, and this is gonna be earth shattering, and I think a multitude of ways. And I don't think it's just gonna be stuff about the relationships that are gonna blow people's minds. I think a lot of people who have been leaning into this, oh well, this is all a time travel story. This is an alternate universe.
Yeah.
No.
Like we're going to be getting
explain a lot of things.
We're going to be getting Aerith's thoughts in real time after sending that letter to Zach, leading up to the beginning of the game. Because there's the description. Says it is the stuff leading from the guardian angel taking flight and the train station reunion leading up to the game. And now me and Monk have discussed this before. I think they'll couch it in moments in the story, like in real time, in the story right now, like specific moments in Rebirth. If we had to guess, that's how they're gonna play it. But it'll be just like Trace 2 Paths, where there were moments in Rebirth, essentially, where these conversations were taking place. So that's how I feel it's gonna happen. Right. Aerith and Tifa will be talking to each other. They'll be following up on that conversation about boys, which is ridiculous, but it's actually first loves, and think about that. In the last book it ended, and remember this is a continuation of Traces of Two Paths. It ended with them saying they would talk about first loves, and now what is referenced in the description of the game, the description of the book? Cloudy and Zerith. Okay. Referencing their first loves. And only. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, I'm gonna have to beg somebody to take off work. Read that whole book translated. Pico, please come back, baby. Please come back. Oh man. But but yeah, anyway. So so I'm so excited. Yeah, but and last thought about, I don't know, it's not really related, but I just had this thought, and I guess sort of related, not really, but I just had this thought before we started streaming. Is what's amazing, and one thing that's really understated about the gondola rides, because I was arguing with somebody about these damn gondola rides again today, because I'm insane. I mean, at some point, you become the insane person when you're arguing with insane people. Okay. Um,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? But what's amazing is at the height of Cloud's relationship with Aerith and Tifa, one has never felt closer to him. One has never felt more apart from him. And you really got to let that sink in. It's because even like the water tower, I'm pretty sure is the last moment where you get to choose an option of what to respond to with Aerith before Gold Saucer. And as you're climbing that water tower, it's like this romantic view. You're overlooking the town. You know, he's opening up a little about his, about the town, telling about town. He says, oh, well, this is all new to you. I get you asking the question, even though I didn't want to come up here. He relaxes a little, but then you realize it's all leading to him. The reason he wouldn't sit where she wanted him to is because he wanted to sit facing Tifa's house. And he ends with, and that's Tifa's house. And then the camera literally pans at them staring at the window. And you as the player naturally stare like, what are they, what's going to happen? And then Tifa comes by and waves. And he is so enamored by Tifa's presence. Aerith calls him out and says, so this is where you kept watch out. And now look, Aerith is no fool, okay? She absolutely knows what she's asking. And Cloud understood what she was asking too, okay? And your best answer is to say,
absolutely,
that basically acknowledge that you've longed for Tifa since childhood. To her face. And that's the best answer. And what's interesting is, they always talking about how she knows real Cloud, blah, blah. But if you walk back up to her, they also always say, and
why? They
always say, Cloud and Aerith, they have this shared trauma of being outcast as children, blah, blah, blah. That scene, in fact, shows she doesn't relate to Cloud at all in that aspect. Because she's been watching their relationship unfold over the last week and a half. She isn't, while Cloud and Tifa are questioning how close they really are and stuff like that, the people around them see how close they are, including Aerith. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cloud and Tifa be missing each other a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the slow burn leading up to the big grand finale of, the live stream scene. Where she's looking at the same relationship and she is envious to the point where it makes her angry and she doesn't want to talk to Cloud. She doesn't want to take it out on him. But she is realizing she is realizing how that they, like, one, he has something she never had, which was a real childhood friend. She looks at their relationship and sees them as real friends. So for all that bullshit they be saying over there about how they ain't really friends, your girl Aerith clearly doesn't agree. And she does not see somebody like she's like, I wish I had that type of relationship with somebody. And she has it briefly with Zack for those 2 years. I guarantee in the next game they're going to be doing a lot of reminiscing. We're going to see some new moments and stuff like that. They're going to do a lot of reminiscing of the past. She got a glimpse of what that would be like with Zack. And she misses that.
Yeah.
And I said this to somebody on Twitter today. Another agony of Aerith is she watching Cloud be in love with Tifa and not her is in a way like watching Zack be in love with another woman in her face. Because like she said, every time I look at you, I see him. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's like this added layer of torture for her. She's watching Tifa get what she desperately wants back. Even as messy as Cloud and Tifa's relationship is due to Sephiroth targeting his love for her. You see what I'm saying? She wishes she had that. And it makes and Aaron, and figuratively, she is half human, but my point is figuratively, she's only human. Like, that's what you realize as you're going through this journey. She's just an ordinary girl who just wants the same things out of life as other people. She wants love. She wants happiness. She wants joy. She wants to have fun. Aerith reminds you to live for the little moments, to live every minute like it's your last, because these are her last moments. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the scene that you get right before you get on the gondola. And she's never felt further apart from Cloud. She's saying, I don't know you. Like, I care for the person I've come to know, but you are not yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, it's just a very interesting contrast. Tifa feeling like they've never been closer. Aerith feeling like she, you know,
Yeah,
it's like
because
the closer they get, the more Zack, the more her relationship with Zack, the more his relationship with Tifa comes out. And that's why she has that realization. And the closer she gets to Cloud, the further away from him she feels, because she of course she knows it on an intrinsic level. She's not an idiot, but she's just like, wow, this really is not Zack. He's not like he fools me sometimes with the way he behaves, and yeah, I see Zack when I look at him, but this is not Zack. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anyway, that was a small little tangent as well. We might actually get to this interview at some point. Go ahead.
Well, you said what I was about to say, so.
Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. Well, it's after midnight for me. Let's go ahead and get to this interview. Lord.
Yeah, let's get to the interview.
Oh, Jesus, I'm tired. All right, we're gonna skip around a little.
Yuffie ですかね。
So here he's saying that Yuffie would be the one to travel to Malaysia. But let's
Hello guys, this is. We have a guest from Japan, Naoki Hamaguchi. Hamaguchi-san, please, give an introduction of yourself.
はい、スクエアニックスから来てます。ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクシリーズの、ディレクターしている浜口です。今日はよろしくお願いします。
For you personally, what is the emotion you most want players?
リバースで一番やっぱ我々クリエイターが意識したのはやっぱりキャラクター同士の関係性とか絆っていうところをしっかり描くっていうのをコンセプトにゲームデザインをしていたので、そこを体感していただけるっていうのが一番届けたかったメッセージではあります。やっぱりその絆っていうのをテーマに、コンバットからストーリーからゲームデザインから含めて全てそこを要素にキャラクター同士の関係性をゲーム体験の中から感じてもらうっていうところをすごくゲーム内で表現しているので、それをすごく体験できる作品に仕上がってるなとは思っています。
It's like the synergy attacks in the games. So I'll move on to the next question. So Rebirth introduced a huge.
So yeah, he's very big on the Bond stuff. And you can see it. They poured a lot into the Bonds, and I don't think it was for the benefit of Rebirth. This is the long game. They're explaining why Cloud feels so much guilt about Aerith. That's why, you have literally everyone asking him to save Aerith, and he doesn't. And that just crushes him with guilt. You know what I'm saying? Even Zack now asks him to save Aerith. And it's just like, damn. You have, obviously his romantic relationship with Tifa, building and building. They have all kinds of levels of intimacy in this game. Not just physical, but, mental intimacy.
Emotional
intimacy, yes. Him and Barrett, they really feel like brothers the more you go into the game. He has very sweet moments with all the characters, and it's because all of those bonds are about to be broken. Aerith was broken because of her death, and then the rest are going to be broken when Cloud betrays the team and saves and joins Sephiroth. And so yeah, this is
you're really going to feel that
up.
sense of loss from each party members now with the loss of Cloud.
Absolutely. And Tifa will be the last bond to be seemingly broken, but it's just obviously it's not actually broken. She's just in shock. And man, I'm telling you, I fully expect. I fully expect this Aishitaro thing to come up again. I feel like Tifa's gonna reiterate it in some fashion, and Tifa's gonna realize, oh shit, that applies to me too. And that's gonna be like the twist. That's gonna be part of the twist of Northern Crater. It's like, wow, in fact, it's Cloud who may not be real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but anyway, so yeah, that I like
Right.
that he mentions all like the bonds and stuff, like, cause it does. There are a lot of great moments. I don't like the pacing of Rebirth. I mean, there's a lot of filler just because they focus on a very small portion of the remainder of the story, so they had to bloat some stuff. But there's a lot of great moments between Cloud and these characters in it. So, yeah, that's cool. What you think?
I'm about 50-50 on it. I'm not a fan of how much of the story was relegated to like little missions and side quests and crap like that, because I feel like a lot of stuff was missed, and people who feel like that they missed something all of a sudden it's not important,
You're breaking up.
whatever. It just creates unnecessary mess. It creates this unnecessary mess of the narrative. Hello?
Okay,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. It creates this unnecessary mess. Mm-hmm.
It creates this unnecessary mess of the narrative, in my view. And plus, like you said, it's the portion of the story was actually relatively short, so it did feel like not a whole lot of plot was covered. It was just a lot of running around and doing side quests. But you know, some people enjoy the mini games. I'm kind of like, some of them are okay, a lot of them were just kind of like glorified fetch quests, and I'm just like, was this really necessary? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing is, my biggest pet peeve, one of my biggest pet peeves of OG, was there was so much you could miss depending on how you played. And yeah, I think there are certain things that and now I'm not an idiot who's going to say anything that's in a side quest doesn't count or doesn't matter. Okay, what I am saying though is that there are some things that should be required to see in the story. I get that the whole point was to let people kind of let people tailor their experience as much as possible, though obviously you cannot choose everything, because otherwise certain people would have gotten a kiss, clearly. But by wanting to give players the most tailorable experience, there's a lot of good content that is relegated into side quests. One of the best side quests is Cloud and Yuffie and Niwan. Nobody talks about it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good side quests that I would say with each of the characters that really should have been required in the main, in the mandatory portion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that just kind of spoke to something that I just didn't care for with OG Disc 1. Like, that's part of the reason so many people were absolutely stunned by the conclusion of the story. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you played, you'd miss a lot. So, but exactly. Our advantage in 2026 is everything in this game is a click away on Twitter. It's like, you can't, I mean, on Twitter, on YouTube, sorry. You can't pretend like the game, like, it doesn't matter if it happened in your playthrough. Everybody knows it happened. Okay, so, or if they don't know it's happened, exactly. You can go to YouTube and send it to their ass, okay? So, yeah. I feel bad for anyone trying to platinum that game.
Yeah,
ooh,
this happened.
Yeah, trying to platinum. Whoo, Lord. Hi. That's everything like so. You just missed my whole spiel on Zerith. You can rewind. But yeah, platinum that game. I was at it for a while, and then, man, I stopped out of exhaustion. I was like, God, there's so much here. Man. I'm not too far off, but man, well, I don't think I'm hell. I don't even know what I was saying. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, but the good thing is, now that they put so much of the story remaining in part 3, we're gonna have a lot more streamlined experience. I'm not saying that we won't be able to explore, but frankly, I don't think they have the space at this point to just be putting in nonsense filler stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to streamline this story.
Real
variety of mini games. Some.
Okay, I don't care about mini games. Yeah, clearly. Well, that was a Tifa's bar. I like that one.
感じるユーザーと常にのは、 原作がやっぱりこう、ファイナルファンタジー7の
I
リメイ
did
クシ
like
リー
this
ズに
one
関
too.
し
I
て
ain't
は、
gonna
やっぱ原作
lie.
ミニゲームが多い、こう、タイトルだった
Just because I
や
like
っぱ
breaking
り
shit.
多くて
Growing on you where you had a moment of realization
here we go.
about how deep they actually
That's a good
are.
one.
Or you simply ended up liking them a lot more in the past thanks to the remakes.
私も本当にこう、ファイナルファンタジー7に出てくるキャラクターは、みんな、私の中ではもう、みんなやっぱ特別な存在ではありますけど、リメイクをやって、より表現を、こう、ディテールを増したことで、よりユーザーに、キャラクターのこう魅力というか、深さがこう届けられたのは、バレットかなという気持ちはあります。やっぱり原作のバレットってやっぱすごくこう、その当時にこうキャラクターが描かれてて、すごくこう、バレットのこうキャラクター性のこう型にはめたような表現っていうのがやっぱりこう原作の当時っていうのはやっぱりこう見られましたけど、やっぱりより今の時代でよりこうバレット自体をこうリアルに表現できるようになった時に、やっぱり彼自体が目指す正義だったり守らないといけないものだったりとか、やっぱそういうものをちゃんとしっかり描いてあげることで、やっぱただこう彼自体もすごくやっぱりこう彼の運命に対して立ち向かっていて、それに対してこういう表現をしていたんだな、こういう行動してたんだなっていうのが、なんかより原作以上にファンの方々に届けられたなっていうところは、本作こう作って非常に良かったキャラクターだなとは思いましたし、実際今リメイクリバースこう発売した後もやっぱバレットに対してすごくこうポジティブなファンの方からのコメントをいただけるので、そこは本当に私自身一クリエイターとして
I feel like he's saying way more words than we're seeing in these.
Yeah, I mean, as a father-
Is that just me?
I know.
I was like, damn, he's still going. Is that all he's saying?
No.
But no, this is definitely one of the best things about the Re trilogy, and he's dancing around it, understandably so. So I'm just gonna put it. I'm gonna tell you what he means. Man's characterization in OG was a bit racist. That's what he's saying when he says cookie cutter and a product of his time.
Yeah.
There was a bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It definitely was a product of its time.
The word I'm looking for here.
Absolutely. Yeah, the word
I
you're looking
wanna-
for is racist. Okay.
The phrase that you're looking for, Hamaguchi-san, is stereotype.
Yeah, stereotype. Yeah, stereotypical. Yeah, I wouldn't say red. Yeah, maybe red's a bit strong. Though that art. We won't go there. But now that was, but that was just flat out.
I don't know about that one.
They basically just took Mr. T and put him in the game, like on the surface level. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just comedic relief and pitiful and all this. You know. And now Bear still had a lot of layers.
I'm surprised you didn't drop that straight up.
Yeah, what'd you say? You surprised he didn't drop what?
I'm surprised they didn't straight up just drop that line of dialogue on Barrett in OG.
Absolutely. Honestly, it's surprising. It really is. Curse Halo said John Eric Bentley also talked about this. Yeah, absolutely. He talks about this. Because we all as black people were very nervous. Okay, as to what the hell they were going to do with Barrett. Because it just was not like there's a lot of stereotypes that this game plays into from the 90s that were not going to fly. in 2020, okay? Just wasn't gonna happen. So we were all quite nervous but they nailed it. And I think especially having John Eric Bentley, who was a legend, a genius, man, having his input in the English in particular, fantastic. And yeah, there's a lot to Cloud stealing panties, and, Cloud trying to sneak it to Honeybee Inn to look at naked girls and stuff like that. Stuff was just not gonna fly. Okay, Cloud waking up in a bed with a man on top of him, implying grape, as Kyle Kalinske would put it. Yeah, that shit wasn't gonna fly. Okay, so yeah, it was funny at the time. It was funny for its time. But it just wasn't going to read well in 2020. It really wouldn't. So they did and this is what they mean. Now, they not only are they able to incorporate technology, use advanced technology now, but they're also able to look back at their mistakes. You know, what their missteps were, what things are not going to age well that they need to update. That's all encompassing what goes into this remake. Believe it or not, the sole purpose of this remake is not to revive Aerith, just like the sole purpose of a damn Final Fantasy IX remake would not be to revive Vivi. And you would sound crazy saying that. Nobody, if this, like, I have never not once seen anybody say if they remake the game, we demand that Vivi lives this time. Like, because Final Fantasy IX fans understand the value of Vivi's death and how intricate it is to the story. That it just can't be so flippantly undone for fan service, because that's all it would be, is fan service. Okay, I'm sorry, it just would be. It, you know, same with Zack, and that's why I've always like, yeah, maybe they'll live and be together, but you know, I on principle, I can't support it. It just erases their sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? It just. So yeah. Anyway,
Exactly.
small tangent, but yeah, sorry, that was a tangent.
Part of the appeal. Yeah. Well, and part of the appeal, especially when you talk to Zerith, is the tragedy of their, you know, short lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and their reward is being able to be together in the afterlife. That's what they are not. They are not understanding is this. This, like, yes, her dying. Of course, any 22-year-old woman being cut down at the prime of her life. Yeah, that's horrible. But it's not the end of her story. And she does get her own happy ending. Her happy ending is finally being reunited with Zack. So if you really, and you can love Cloud and Aerith together to death, but if you love Aerith, you have to at least try to embrace. You have to acknowledge she did love Zack and wanted to be with him. And now she, after so many years, is finally going to be able to reunite with him and not be alone in the afterlife. I feel like a lot of this, because we always say this, a lot of this is the people feeling sorry for Aerith. A lot of it is. Because in OG, she just dies.
It's a sympathy.
Yeah, she just dies. Cloud, Tifa end up together. They walk up to the sunset, and Aerith looks like she's just sitting there alone, miserable in the afterlife, okay? Because we don't know much of anything about Zack from OG. You know what I'm saying? And that's if you get the scenes you get. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, so... because, like, for instance, and this is what I meant by so much missable content, because that's what it is. It's not optional, it's missable. Okay? A lot of it's missable. I believe if you don't have Tifa, or do you get the same with Zack's parents if you don't have Tifa or Aerith in the... See, the fact that I don't even know is the problem. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have Tifa or Aerith and Gongaga...
I've never done...
Yeah.
I think it's a requirement, actually, because there's certain scenes in OG where your party is preset by at least one or two members. So I can't remember exactly, but I think in the initial visit to Gongaga, your party is preset.
And I wonder if it's required you even walk into the house. You know what I'm saying? But that's the problem. That's exactly what I was just speaking to. Like, you know, and then even if you have one or the other, you don't get both sides of the conversation either. Yeah, I honestly would have to go back and play. Yeah, now I'm just out of my own curiosity. I got to go find out. Because it's been so long since it's been so long since I did it. I can't remember
the actual answer to that.
Yeah. You see, me and Mark, we're investigators. We can't stand to not know something. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, the same with Zack's parents. Yeah, but the fact that you can miss, you know, if you have Tifa, you don't get the conversation. You know, you can miss one of the other cousins when both sides of the conversation is important. Tifa's conversation about Zack is important because she remembers he's the one that was there in Nibelheim. Aerith's conversation is important because she's finally opening up to Cloud and being honest about what all this stuff is about. Like, this guy named Zack, like, you know what I'm saying? She hints at it here or there, but she's largely, you know, unless you know the story and are picking up on the moments, like this, Cloud's oblivious to this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, another random tangent.
Right.
So yeah, Barrett's, you know, re-envisioning, you know, is definitely one of the best aspects of Re-Trilogy, no question. Hands down, great character. Everybody loves him. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Barrett. Never met a person that doesn't like Barrett in this Re-Trilogy. So yeah.
I do feel that, you know, Barrett
Yeah.
I when you approach the project, like did you create any
That's a good
limitation and
one.
constraints?
うん
These are those little yellow things. That's when he's answering a new question. Okay.
あんまりそういう観点でこの今のリメイク作品を作ってる時にそういうこう感覚を持ったことはないんですが、ただこのリメイクプロジェクトを立ち上げる時、進める中で
Okay, Curse Taylor was saying it was optional in OG. You could completely miss it. That's what I was thinking. You do have to fight Reno. That part is required. But if you don't walk into the village, you don't see any of it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's criminal. It's criminal. Like, dude. That's why I'm glad that they forced that scene with Cloud and Aerith. That's one of the things I'll be talking about Saturday is that scene with Cloud and Aerith. That's very important. Again, the closer you get to Aerith, the more the Zack stuff comes up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why they always try to come up with this nonsense about how we're somehow being punished. You know, they always think like they always have to come up with some way that Cloudies are being punished by getting Tifa scenes. Oh, Cloud's being a selfish asshole for hugging her while she's crying in this bed of reunion flowers. You know what I'm saying? Cloud's an asshole because he's in a jealous, revenge-filled rage against Aerith for loving a guy he thinks has been dead for 5 years. He jumps and gives Tifa his first kiss. Think about how stupid this sounds. Cloud kissing Tifa is evidence he's in love with Aerith. It's insane. That'd be like if Squall kissed. Well, because they can't use Squall kiss Quistis, and that was evidence of him being. But Squistis wasn't canon, and that's evidence that he was in love with Renault. We'd be like, no, what the like he just gave his first kiss to Quistis. I mean, that's clearly. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with Yuna, they go on this Seymour nonsense with Yuna. Even Yuna's first kiss didn't go to Seymour. They made sure she kissed Titus first. I'm just saying. You know?
Well, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is that they can't point to their own ship to prove that Cloud loves Aerith because there ain't shit there. They have to go to our ship and rip off our scenes and try to twist them into some weird amalgamation. And it's funny how every time Cloud is pissed off or bitter about something, Tifa ends up getting some kind of sexual gratification from it.
If I were them, I would not want. He gets jealous and gaga. He lays up in the bedroom all night with Tifa and ends up trying to kiss her with Aerith outside the door. He gets jealous of Zack and on the gondola. Tifa gets verbal confirmation, a handhold, a hug, and a kiss, and making out with him until the ride ends. Aerith getting a handhold until the ride ends. This ain't working out for Aerith. You know what I'm saying? Like, and remember Cloud and Tifa,
not.
And then they've literally said, well, Cloud and Tifa having sex, that's okay because at least he was thinking of Aerith while he did. Yeah, I'm sure Aerith would be thrilled to know that the love of her life supposedly is literally having sex with another woman. But as long as he was thinking of me, that's why I be asking them like, do you think this explanation would fly with Aerith herself? Do you think Cloud would be explaining this in part 3? Yeah, I gave my first kiss to Tifa, but don't worry, I was thinking about you while you did it. She'd be like, oh my god, my love! No! Aerith has some standards. She'd be like, what the hell? You thought I was in love with a dead man? So you kissed my best friend? Like, come on. Like, when you say it out loud, it sounds insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Well, Clarith in the new generation, because they can't deny the Cloud and Tifa scenes anymore. So now Clarith's new look is going to be Cloud and Tifa fucking, and then there's going to be a pink cuck chair for Aerith, and that's Clarith.
I mean,
she can just sit on the sidelines and watch Cloud, just rail Tifa.
It's okay. Oh, well, it's all right as long as he's thinking of me. What? Would that fly in their own personal lives? You know what I'm saying? Oh, my boyfriend had sex with another woman. My boyfriend had sex with my best. My boyfriend had sex with my best friend, but it's okay as long as he was thinking of me while he was doing it. What the hell?
Look, man, I'm not about to drag anybody here, but judging from the way some of these people act, it would not surprise me if some of them are cucks. I'm just
ironically, as they always try to paint Zack as one. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, are you speaking for personal experience?
Because he didn't cuss out a 4-year-old. Because he didn't cuss out a 4-year-old for saying that Aerith like Cloud. Oh, he's accepted Cloud and Aerith a couple. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, he's just, he's not in that church
Meanwhile,
hoping to
they-
rest. He's just taking a breather. He's just waiting for the bus to go by. Like, get the fuck out of here. My God. I'm sorry. I don't know how we always in a rant
Yeah,
about these
well-
people, but
well, and then they turn around and completely ignore the fact that Aerith herself answers that she says, "Oh yeah, I like you, but there's different kinds of like."
that just means
Those
there's
C's
liking
are
and there's liking
connected,
means
you dingleberry.
and there it says love and then there's love. Like, okay, there's in love and then there's in love. Like, no, there's a reason. And again, it's in the
No,
middle
that's
of a
not
date.
what she said.
This is in the middle of a date. Okay. And
Yikes.
she's coming to the conclusion no matter which version of her scene you get. Because the only difference is Cloud just turns to her and says, yeah, next time. No matter which version you get, just like no matter which version of the Highwind scene you get, and if you don't think this is on purpose, you're crazy. No matter what, no matter if you're a complete jackass to Tifa the entire game, Cloud still spends all night with Tifa. And it's the same with Gongaga, by the way. No matter if you ignore Tifa the entire game leading up to Gongaga, he still spends all night with Tifa. He still almost kisses Tifa at the conclusion of Gongaga. And with the Highwind scene, he always spends all night with Tifa. They always vow to stop Sephiroth, even if it's just the two of them. And she's always embarrassed when she realized the team was either watching or listening. With Aerith, no matter which version you get, you could have been favoring Aerith the entire game. She still comes to the conclusion, at least I know where we stand. And I like you, but there's different kinds of like. She is having her Quistis moment. Quistis, near the end of the game, comes to the conclusion that what she thought she felt was romantic love, in fact, was not. She was mixing up her feelings of wanting to protect him with her feelings of being in love with him. And if you think that moment ain't coming up for Aerith in part 3, you are out of your mind. Okay.
The setup is all there.
What's so important about what they miss is Marlene is forcing the conversation between Zack and Aerith. And that conversation only ends two ways. Either she tells him, yes, I'm rejecting you for your best friend who you died for that I knew for 16 damn days. Or, yes, I thought I had feelings for Cloud, but it turns out A, B, and C, and I never got over you, and I'm still in love with you. Now, if I was a betting man, I'm going with the latter, not the former. Okay, because they don't even think about how these things would villainize these characters in part 3. People are already like, they always attacking Cloudy shippers by clipping them, having ick reactions. Like, that's not a flex. The fact that people, is repulsed or repulsed, sorry. I was thinking two different words at the same. The fact that people look at Cloud and Air scenes like the chapter 14 date and are repulsed, that is not good. And if you think the developers haven't noticed, you're crazy. Okay, you think they don't watch these same Cloud, the hundreds of reactions. Okay, and people out of the way walking away thinking it's just a nice friendship moment before she dies, or repulsed by the idea that Cloud is going on a date with Aerith. Like, what's this weird ass behavior from Cloud? What's going on here? Just confusion. That's largely what it is. They're just playing on people's confusion because it's like 1 minute Cloud's trying to kill everybody, the next minute they're on like, what the fuck is happening right now? That's the you know what I'm saying? And another reason people are so shocked by it, and all this gonna get cut out when I repost this because this has nothing to do with this damn interview question. They're just confirming how repulsive Rebirth has made the idea of these two backstabbing Zack and Tifa to be together in part 3. The average fan wants to see Zack get his reward and Tifa get her reward. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, totally unrelated to this. Let's go ahead and power through this because, Lord, it's almost 1 o'clock. If it's 1 o'clock, Lord. Oh, no, yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock. Okay.
Limitation and constraints.
So basically he's saying, he's saying, so basically having an entire compilation to consider You know, like how do you view this remake with an entire compilation to consider?
とかね、あんまりそういう観点でこの今のリメイク作品を作ってる時にそういうこう感覚を持ったことはないんですが、ただこのリメイクプロジェクトを、立ち上げる時、進める中でクリエイティブディレクターの野村だったり、プロデューサーの北瀬とはやっぱりこのファイナルファンタジー7リメイクシリーズっていうのは原作をただリメイクするだけじゃなくて、これまでのスピンオフコンピレーション
They wanted to make a story that could include the compilation, I think, in the spinoffs is what he meant, or something like that. But yeah, they wanted to incorporate the entire compilation. And I said this on Twitter earlier. The mere fact that the compilation is canon to the re-trilogy, like, how does that work? That's why they have to come up with these ludicrous things about, you know, this is all a sequel and all this nonsense. Like, Aerith is dead. Aerith is dead in most of this compilation. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, Aerith is dead in most of this compilation. And just as the most obvious example of how it'd be a complete contradiction to the entire compilation if she lived this time. Okay? No matter how you view post-OG. And the thing is, it's not just a matter of having children. You got Dirge of Cerberus, which is already being referenced in the game now. Things from Dirge of Cerberus. All that's erased suddenly? You know what I'm saying? They already been claiming Crisis Core in canon. Clearly it is, because yet again it's being referenced, okay? But at least that's the past. How do you get past Avon Children? How do you get past Dirge of Cerberus? How do you get past Case of Denzel, for God's sakes? How do you get past Reminiscence of Final Fantasy VII? How do you get past any of that? How do you get past The Kids Are Alright? All of this happens after OG. And what, it's just all going to be erased so the Cloud and Eric can run off and frolic in the promised land together? It's not happening. And they keep saying over and over,
exactly,
we want to stay faithful to the original. Because believe it or not, some people in the fandom are actually fans of the original, and that's what they want.
Exactly. It gets better. It gets better. Let's keep playing this.
I just wanted to stop at that sentence because that is important. He is saying this encompasses the compilation. Yeah. The compilation is canon, including stuff in Ever Crisis, like Cloud's character story.
世界観を全部こう踏襲してというか、こう受け取った状態でのリメイク作品にしようっていうところがまず方針というかこのやりたいこととしてありました。なので確かにそのこうコンピレーションで出てきてたキャラクターをどこまで背景を説明してこう今回のリメイク作品で登場させれば仮にその、キャラクターを知らないこうユーザーであってもちゃんとそのキャラクターの魅力を気づいてもらえるかみたいなその表現の線引きっていうところはやっぱりすごくこう悩むところはありますが、ただ結果としてやっぱりこうスピンオフとか含めたコンピレーションで非常に例えばシスネとかもそうですけどやっぱり非常に人気のキャラクターがやっぱり多く生まれている作品なので、それも含めて踏襲してあげることでより今回のリメイク作品がより多くのファイナルファンタジー7のファンの方々に届けられるっていう意味では非常に意味のあることだなというふうに考えています。
And by the way, I'm sure it's pure coincidence that he's talking about staying faithful to the original. They show in a cloudy scene, but I digress.
Exactly.
I'm sure that's pure coincidence. Yeah, they he's even talking about the fact that you may not even know this character. Cloud was one of the first ones screaming, "That's Kyrie. That's the girl from the," you know what I'm saying? Like, that's Kyrie. That's the girl from The Kids Are Alright. Like, because we know this compilation, you know, we recognize these characters.
Right.
It was even Cloud who recognized that Fluffy Maru was from before Crisis. Okay, like Cisne, you know, like I mean, she also was from Crisis Core, but you know, the reference to Kunzel, you only know that name from Crisis Core. You know, like we were recognizing this stuff because we actually read and play these games. I mean, we've been saying from the beginning, when literally everyone else except Claudius and Zerith was out here screaming, the compilation is still canon. Everybody was a detractor, and now that it's in your face. I mean, you still have some people claiming it's not canon, but clearly the man has just said for the 1,000th time the compilation is canon to the damn Reeve trilogy. And the only way they can dance around this now is out of, oh, well,
Yeah.
you get to see all these other different worlds. All the worlds, except for I said, would end. Okay. Okay.
Right.
And, or, oh, we'll get this alternate version where Aerith lives this time, and whatever she could not accomplish in these 6 dates, she'll somehow magically accomplish if she gets a 7th one. Okay, I guess 7's the magic number. I'm sure they'll be saying that next. 7 times the charm. But yeah, either that or this is all a sequel, and out of Sephiroth somehow after he's disappeared for good after having children, because notice he's never seen or heard from again after having children. Something they conveniently like to forget.
Right.
Yeah. And then, not to mention, we have a 500 years later as well. So everybody dead. So at what point did either Sephiroth manage to pull this off, or Eric decide to rip everybody? Like, even if you could be the biggest clown airshipper out there, you also have to understand, no matter which version of which way you view this, Cloud objectively has found peace at the end of having children. It's called On the Way to a Smile because everybody finds their inner peace. They go through the struggle, like that's what On the Way to a Smile is, just showing the struggles that they went through between post-OG and having children. Having children is the conclusion of that, and they are all happy at the end of it. So you telling me Aerith seeing Cloud find peace, somebody y'all claim she loves, seeing him find peace, seeing him happy, even if you think it's a family of damn friends, which is ridiculous, but even if you think it's a family of friends, he's found peace living with Tifa and these kids. He's still with them 2 years later. And you just, and especially if you think Denzel is a Cloud and Aerith, a baby or some shit. So she just rips their lives apart by dragging them into some of the worst days of their entire lives, and certainly the worst days of the planet. She puts the whole planet through this again so she can spend an extra couple of dates with Cloud. What kind of monster do they think Aerith is? Like, it's just insane to me. I've said the word insane about 10,000 times, but that's the only word I can come up with. It's insane. Like, Aerith loves these people. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how you think what kind of love it is, she loves them. She wants what's best for them. And what's best for them is not uprooting their peaceful lives so she can go meet Cloud on Lovely Street again. Like, please.
Well, exactly. Well, and here's the thing. It's like, if Aerith really wanted to be with Cloud, she could have just been with him, whatever, in Advent Children. If there was a way to possibly bring him with her,
right,
then she would have done it in Advent Children.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a way to bring herself back to life, why did she just do it then?
Okay, yeah, I was about to say that. It's like Aerith and Zack yeet his ass out of the live stream and send him back to Tifa. Literally saying, looks like you don't have a place here. What do Claris think that means?
Oh my god.
You don't have a place here. And that's the thing. They've been surviving off of this weird ass headcanon that, oh, Cloud's hopped on this bike and he's driving around to go find the promised land, as if it's some place on a map that you can drive to. And the thing is, like, he got yeeted out. He was told he doesn't belong there. Why the fuck would he be driving around looking for it when he's out there doing deliveries, mind you? That's his job. He's a courier. That's why he's driving around on his bike.
Man, this is so insane.
Like Aerith can find him anytime she wants now. She's leaving. It's so stupid. Like, do these people not hear themselves when they come up with these really weird ass?
I've never not once gotten an explanation as to why Aerith sends him back to Tifa at the end of that movie to what is objectively, canonically described as his promised land. And it's not just a matter of an Ultimania saying it's his promised land. It's saying that Cloud concludes this same thing. This is where he belongs. And the next time you see that reference to that phrase is Gongaga when that weapon spits out Tifa and sends her back to him. Again, not a coincidence.
Right.
So, yeah. So yeah, none of it makes sense. I mean, Aerith sends him back to Tifa, but then 2 years later or whatever the hell, she's like, you know what? I changed my mind. Let me fuck up everybody's lives and just go back in time so I can give him a flower, and we could go hang on rooftops together. Fuck that. 50,000 people are gonna die again. Fuck that. Denzel's parents are gonna get murdered again. Forget all the trauma Cloud went through. I mean, my God, of all the time periods to bring Cloud to again, why did she just pop back up in real time rather than dragging this man through literal hell again? In the moment where his very being is in question, whether he exists in question. He's in constant torment. Sephiroth has tormented this man to death, almost to death. And there's, but we'll get to have another date. Like, what? It is insane. But we're the irritators.
Right?
Yeah. Make it make sense.
Okay.
Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah.
It's just, again, we're the ones actually rooting for her to be with the man that she's actually in love with here.
And you don't even like Aerith. I at least like Aerith. You don't even like her, but you
because I acknowledge what canon is. Like, I know
exactly.
It's
and even though you may not like her individual as a character, you don't want to see her. I don't see anybody rooting for Aerith to be miserable and alone in part 3. That's a class. We're like, hey, we like that she's like, people are like, how can you not like Aerith but like Zerith? Just because first of all, we all love Zack, and two, they do deserve some type of happy ending. It's not a matter of, it's not a pop, it's like, if I don't like a character, I don't want them to be happy. Like, nah, that's not how, I don't particularly care for Kairi, but I want her to be happy. I want her to end up with the boy she loves. There's two different things to me.
Well, and here's the thing, is that if I hated Aerith the way that Claris hate Tifa, I wouldn't be out here rooting for Zerith. I'd be rooting for Aerith to get stuck in the live stream by herself, maybe even bring Zack back to life. He can go be off with Cisne or something, and Aerith can just remain cucked in the live stream forever, all alone, watching Cloud and Tifa raise kids together and watching Zack run off with Cisne. Like, that would be the fate that I would wish on Aerith if I hated her the way that Aerith fans hate Tifa.
Like,
but I don't, because I'm not psychotic like that.
Yeah, one of the big draws of Average Children is you get to see them get their happy ending.
All of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I want all of the characters to have a satisfactory finish.
Because
I don't want the story of FF7 to be unnecessarily cruel to its characters. Because that's insane. Like, what would be even the point of a story like that? That would be so
Brian said maybe he meant forgiven for ending up with Tifa. Talking about why Cloud wanted to be forgiven. But one of the things I loved about having children is like, oh my God, you get to, I was thrilled when I saw Aerith at the oh my God, that's the bear, say blah blah blah. I mean, it was super sad, but like, it was exciting to see all the characters again, and like seeing her appear with Cloud and the flowers, like, because I didn't know this lunatic fandom existed where people were seriously arguing about this. I was just like, oh my God, he's finally gonna get closure on her death, because obviously he was broken up about the fact that he let her die. Cool. And it's about Cloud healing. He's gonna realize he is Zack's living legacy. He's gonna realize he deserves happiness and he deserves to be with Tifa. That's why he goes running back home, and saves the day and goes back home, and you see him smiling in the church. Everybody's happy, and then getting to see Zack and Aerith actually found each other again. It's very endearing, knowing that she's not just sitting alone and miserable in the live stream. She's with her first love thing, I just, for the life of me, cannot understand wishing for that, because they literally say sometimes, I'd rather her be alone than end up with Zack.
It gives you a sense of... Right, exactly.
They would
because
rather
nobody
her be
over here
than end up with Zack.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Even in their Precious Maiden, Aerith is wavering when she says, "Oh, but I could never be with a guy like you." And he says something. She's like, "Well, maybe I'll call on you if I'm really, basically if I'm really desperate." Like she can't even stick to it a sentence later. Please let this. Oh, this man needs a couple conversations with that girl, and she is all in again, okay? Because Aerith really is working on, like I've said before. We've all had a dream that felt so real. It's but like if you've had a dream when somebody did something to you, or you think somebody did something to you, you wake up mad at them. You know it was just a dream, but that feeling is still there. She still feels abandoned. You get what I'm saying? Like she still feels abandoned. So like I expect there to be some kind of tension between Zack and Aerith at some point. In my opinion, I may be alone on that, but I think there's going to be a period of contention because, like I said, Marlene has forced this conversation as well. Zack is like, did she really fall in love with my best friend? The guy I died for? The guy I've been caring for? That's sitting right there helpless? And Aerith is like, still has that feeling, like I said, of abandonment. Writing somebody 89 letters and never hearing from them, never getting any explanation. That's why she comes up with these things like, oh, maybe he ran off with another woman. Like she's trying to rationalize this to herself because a bad explanation is better than no explanation. Okay? So
right,
yeah. So
well, and here's the thing: you just brought up a really good point too. Is that
you went out entirely? Try again. Last thing I heard was you brought up a really good point.
Marlene.
Well, you got to start over. You got to start over. We didn't hear anything. You got to start over. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. The developers were very smart to have Marlene be the one to initiate this whole conversation, because it would have been really weird or kind of off-putting to have Aerith be the one to bring up this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Or because there would be no instance of Zack ever finding out about this on his own. He had to be told this.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why Marlene has that line of dialogue. It's not so Zack can accept that Cloud and Aerith are together now, which even Cloud and Aerith would tell you they're not together. So how does that work?
Oh, girl. Because they're always trying to find the equivalent on our side. Just like it in fact is Aerith who accepts that Cloud is in love with Tifa. So they're always trying to find some equivalent with Cloud and Zerith on the other side. Like, oh, this is... They said the exact same thing about Tifa's hug, if you remember. Oh, she's crying because she's accepting that Cloud and Aerith are in love. Oh, my God.
And then in the next game, her and Cloud are sucking face. So how'd that work out for you?
Oh, man. But yeah, it's crazy. But
I mean, I'm just saying.
But yeah, but they got a third party, a little girl, somebody he's not gonna ask any questions. Like she really is the perfect vessel. First off, Cloud and Aerith fans love her to death because of OG. Okay, so they use her. It's really diabolical at the end of the day. It really is. They use her to be the one to tell Zack that Aerith likes Cloud. He jumps to assumptions but also confused at the same time. But Zack is not a moron. He's not going to believe a 4-year-old. He's going to ask Aerith about this. And that's what I'm saying. That's going to end up being their undoing. And they do not see it coming. And it is fantastic. Because when he reunites with Aerith, he's going to ask what she really felt for Cloud, like I said before. And she's going to answer the question. And they ain't going to like the answer.
Exactly. And here's the thing too, is that the way like you said, it was diabolical the way the developers did this, because it's the same exact thing that Marlene says in OG, but they changed it because in OG it gives you this impression that Marlene is like rooting for Cloud and Aerith to be together or whatever, because she tells Cloud, she asks Cloud, oh, I think Aerith likes you. She was asking a lot of questions about you. And then if Cloud tells her, I don't know, then she says, oh, you're being stupid or something. Or if you say, yeah, I hope so or something, then she says, oh, I won't tell Tifa. They took that completely out of the re-trilogy.
And then
they changed it around. So they changed that out. They took that out entirely. And then they have Marlene tell Zack that Aerith likes Cloud. So again, this is more turning it into, again, a lead into finally clearing the air between Zack and Aerith. And it's just, it completely changes the context of what the fan base interpreted Marlene's words in OG.
Absolutely.
They took something
and notice she did not say Cloud and Aerith like each other. She said Aerith.
That's
likes
not the
Cloud.
only right. Exactly.
One-sided.
Exactly. She did not say anything about Cloud. And that's not even the first like quote unquote Clarith scene that has been either tweaked or removed entirely from OG.
The jail scene being a big one.
almost like they're trying to clear any misconceptions that were present in OG.
And notice, Tifa does have moments of jealousy. Go ahead.
The king.
Go ahead.
Because one of the funniest things was the removal of Kate Sith reading Aerith's fortune or whatever in Temple of the Ancients. Took that out entirely, and then turned around and turned Kate Sith into a full blown like Cloudy supporter.
Oh my
god! Like he's outside of the bedroom door, Yuki, chanting "kiss, kiss." Yeah, and then again, this is a scene that you can easily miss, but if you're paying attention, when you go back to the gold saucer and Cloud gives Tifa that little pep talk, that really heartfelt pep talk, you can see Kate sit down in the bottom, and as they're talking, he's pushing his hands together like he's trying to get them to kiss. He's like making the motion with his hands.
It is a huge indicator because also remember, you find the characters in different areas in that part if you do it before you go to the Ghost Hotel, whatever. Tifa is sitting outside the gondola, and then you have Kate Sith moving his hands like he wants them to kiss. And what happens later? Just saying. Just saying.
And it's so funny too because after they separate, after talking, he goes, Kate Sith says something like, he's like, oh, well, I'll try again next time, or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. He's like, almost or something. He's like, crazy. Like, even if you don't get Tifa's date, they're screaming at you. Get Tifa's date. Okay? See what happens. And plus, anybody who knows, this is another thing that they don't understand. Anybody who knows anything, even if you don't know anything about OG, you never played this game before, this is a blind playthrough, your first time, you never heard of these characters, the first thing everybody's gonna do after they beat the game, and I see this in so many playthroughs, the first thing they do is make a beeline to YouTube and see what happened on the other date. If you got Aerith's date, you see what happened on Tifa's. If you got Tifa's, you see what happened on Aerith's. Every time. That's why there's so many videos of them, people simply just reacting to all the dates. This is not 1997 where, you just had to accidentally run across this stuff. Everything's on YouTube. And the first thing people do is go see what happened to her. You have so many people's reactions like, wow, he kissed Tifa and didn't kiss Aerith. And a lot of times the first thing they ask, did he kiss Aerith too? Oh, okay. Wow, he didn't kiss Aerith. Wow. Like, that's why they need to pretend like the kiss didn't happen at all. And now they need to pretend like a kiss isn't even necessary. Like,
exactly.
Okay. Like, come on.
Come on.
Come up with these ludicrous ideas about damn, he's Seymour and all this shit. Get the hell out of here. You sound crazy. Okay.
All right.
Oh, Lord, let's not talk about Jesse.
Oh, you skipped over some stuff.
Did I?
これ多く生まれている作品なので、
Yeah, dude.
And by the way, when he's saying timelines, he's not talking about timeline theories. He's talking about making sure that the different timelines of the different parts of the compilation add up. That's what he's talking about when he says timelines. Go ahead. Sorry.
Exactly. Oh yeah, go ahead and hit play on this because he's about to say something very interesting here.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I forgot. Okay.
All right. My favorite character is Jesse.
Yeah,
でも
you
ジェシー
skipped
もね
ahead
本
of
当に
very
リメイ
important stuff here.
クで非常にこう多くの
You girl,
新し
you
いファン
skipped
の方
ahead.
が
No, I didn't. That's literally
が
after
意
he
味では
finishes
今回
his
の多く
Nah,
生まれて
you
いる作品なので、まあ、それ
I'm
も含
literally
め
letting
て
it play.
踏襲してあげることでよりまあ今回のリメイク作
Oh,
品が
okay.
より多くのファイ
Well,
ナルファン
maybe
タジ
he
ー
says
7
it
のファン
later
の方
on.
々に届けられるという
Yeah,
意
I
味で
don't.
は
Yeah,
非常に意味のあることだなというふうに考えてます。
All right. My favorite character is Jesse.
でもジェシーもね、
Okay.
本当に
No, I will
リメ
say
イ
that there is something I want to talk about with this.
クで非常にこう多くの新しいファンの方がこう生まれたというか、ファンの方になってくれた人がいるので、本当にジェフィも素晴らしいキャラクターだと私も思っています。
I'm going to move on to the next question. I think one of the
Again, a lot of parallels between Jesse and Aerith because there were a lot of people who didn't like Aerith in OG that now like her in the remake after they fleshed out her character more. Just saying, there's a ton of parallels between Jesse and Aerith, especially when it come to Cloud. And remember, Jesse made it further than Jesse made it further than Aerith. She at least got the kiss him on the cheek. My God. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say it was the opposite for me. I liked Jessie more when I didn't know her quite so well. Now that I know more about her and I know more about her history with Tifa, now I'm like, drop the plate on that bitch again.
Listen, like,
I'm just
because
saying.
it's just very, first off, like, forget the shipping stuff for a moment. You see a vulnerable, I guess 17-year-old at the time, 16 or 17-year-old at the time, who just lost everything. She's living in a damn container. She's got no friends. And you're like, ooh, perfect person to bring into the cult. Like, what? I don't know. And then she is, like, you cannot tell. Just like I cannot stand when people tell me Eric doesn't know that Tifa likes Cloud. You cannot tell me that Jessie didn't know that Tifa liked Cloud either. The first thing she asks this motherfucker, other than what his name is or whatever, or she asks Biggs, is, are you and Tifa close? What is the point of even asking that? Like, she knows something is up. And all this underhanded stuff she does all this shit behind Tifa's back. Like, it just don't, when Tifa shows her nothing but kindness and friendship and love, like, when Tifa started crying over her, I'm sorry, I was just like, girl, save your tears. I was like that little boy in that meme just blinking.
Your tears.
Girl,
Save your tears.
Save your tears, honey. That's how I felt about the air thing in OG with Tifa. I was like, girl, this girl been trying to steal your man the entire game. Stop crying over her. Like, girl, please.
Like, she ain't worth it. She ain't worth it.
And this is
I'm sorry.
And this is also what Crisis Core deniers also miss. A lot of people fell for Aerith. Some after having children like me, but also big time after Crisis Core, because things that people found problematic. I'm not saying her behavior wasn't problematic, but it makes so much more sense after you see her relationship with Zack, why she's so fixated with Cloud. Like, yeah, she could have handled it better, but you absolutely get it and you sympathize with her. Even if you don't agree with her behavior, you can certainly sympathize. Like, man, she has such a beautiful relationship with Zack. Like, anybody would miss that. And then to have a walking, talking reminder of him in your face all day. And you know what I'm saying? That's torturous.
Exactly.
So, yeah, like, stop trying to erase the part of the story that people vibe with Aerith, like, almost the most. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people.
Well, exactly. Like, stop trying to erase the part of the story that actually redeems a lot of Aerith's flaws from OG. You know what I'm saying? Or at least offers some kind of explanation for her behavior. Don't erase that.
Yes.
Because it makes it a lot harder to like her without it.
Yes. And, people get so embroiled in this shipping, constantly that they miss the real beauty, like one of the real beautiful things about having children, I always say, because Aerith's behavior itself is not problematic. Like, she's not doing anything, but it's just the fact that she's Aerith, and they have waged a war against Tifa online and everything about Tifa and everything about post OG that they have just made her nuclear, you know, made her made her radioactive to a lot of people, so they just can't stand the sight of her
Exactly.
in terms of anything involved, you know what I'm saying, involving Cloud. But the beautiful thing about having children is
It's such a
they are
disservice to
all,
her as a character.
yes, they are all trying to help Cloud move forward and be happy and realize he deserves happiness. He's sitting around torn up with guilt because he feels like he failed Zach, he feels like he failed her. And she just reiterates what Tifa said, like, you need to forgive yourself. I'm not the problem. I'm dead, I'm gone. I'm over here chilling in the live stream with Zach, playing ghost pranks on people. We good out here. Okay, you the one that needs to move the hell on. Okay, because you know Zach and there be playing pranks on people.
Well, and again,
But yeah, like, and that's the beautiful thing that they
Exactly.
together are telling the two people who Cloud carries all this guilt over. They're both like, you don't belong here. You don't deserve death. You don't belong here. You belong to be happy with your family. I'm sending you back to your promised land. This may be my promised land. That's your promised land.
Exactly. And that's such a it's such a beautiful part of the film, because it's finally, you know, everything being settled. Like, again, and that's why Aerith smiles and says, hey, everything will be, see, I told you everything will be all right, you know. And then she walks off with Zach, and, you know, everything is the way it's supposed to be. And again, it infuriates me so much to see a rather sizable portion of this fandom want to uproot that because, oh, it's not the couple that I wanted. Shut up. It's not about you.
And again, that's what I
know?
what I kept saying about the, you know, what I was saying about the you know, this idea that she's ripping everybody. The person they claim she loves is in love with, finally has found peace, but because how dare he find happiness without me? So let me fuck up everybody's lives and drag them all back to literally the worst moment in history since the Genova War. Like, what the hell are you talking about? He's crazy. So yeah, girl.
They don't. Yeah, it's always, oh, Cloud is so miserable without Aerith. He can't find peace. Meanwhile, the very film that they try to point to for their evidence that Cloud can't find peace, he finds peace.
It
like, that's
literally ends in
the conclusion of the film.
It literally ends in a scene
that
where the
is
song
the
is
whole
called
plot,
Cloud
finding
Smiles.
peace at the end of it. Like, are you stupid?
That is literally the whole point. It's called On the Way
like
to a Smile, and at the end of the thing, everybody's smiling. Girl, like, put two and two together, genius. It don't take a genius. My 15, 16-year-old ass got it back then. Y'all grown ass people can't understand this. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you ought to be purposely obtuse
crazy.
or maliciously obtuse? And neither one is good. Neither one is a good look. Now, yes, there are things Claudia's want in a remake. There are certainly things I want to see differently in a remake. And frankly, you know, for the few people who, you know, lament avid children or whatever, what I keep telling them is, remakers already forced their hand on this. You can't have Cloud and Tifa kissing in disc 1 while Aerith's alive and well, and then, you know, we don't see them kiss anymore after OG. We don't see more explicit confirmations. Not that we didn't already have them, but we're going to, in a remake of Post OG, we're going to see a lot more explicit stuff. It's just required at this point. It'd be like, you know, it's just like this ludicrous,
that way deliberately.
Yes, like this ludicrous idea that, oh, Cloud and Tifa kiss on the gondola, but then it all dries up there, and maybe you can optionally have a romantic scene with her on the highway, and that's it. It's ridiculous, okay? But the mere fact that they kiss in this too means they are going to amp the romance up drastically in part 3. And a lot sooner and honestly, a lot sooner than people think, because people have to realize this game is not only part of a trilogy and not only part of a compilation. This also is a solo game. You know, when they said, like, you don't have to play Remake in order to play Rebirth, they're not saying Remake wasn't required. What they're saying is, there are things that we explained, you'll still be able to pick up what's going on. You're going to miss a lot. You're going to miss the experience of playing Remake, but the story will still make sense to you to some degree even if you don't technically play Rebirth. They're not going to go out there and say that, yeah, don't, you know, you don't have to play anything. Just play, you know what I'm saying? They want people to play just like they wanted people to play Crisis Core, but it's not literally required. Okay? That's all they were saying. And so with part 3,
Right.
they can't go based on people's 3-4 year memories, and then in terms of remake longer, of how they've built up the relationship between Cloud and Tifa. They have to build it up all over again from the beginning, leading into Northern Crater, because the stakes have to be high. When Cloud disappears after betraying the team, it can't look like Tifa was doing all the legwork and then, you know, Cloud backstabs everybody and Tifa still running around. You know, it's gonna look too lopsided. Because of our starting point. You see what I'm saying? If this was all one game, it'd be different. This is not all one game anymore. So they're going to have to massively ramp up the romance between Cloud and Tifa before the big downfall, or the big tragedy in Northern Crater, which is Cloud losing himself and disappearing. They were going to have the player rooting for Tifa to go save Cloud. And part of that, by the way, will be this train station scene, because me and Nightmare were talking about this earlier, is I was saying it would, you know, I guess it's just dream scenario, but I could even see Tifa starting part 3 off with a monologue. I don't know if you're familiar with FF10 at all, but there's a monologue that Titus does at the beginning that actually is from 2/3 into the game. Okay. It's a portion of it.
I haven't. It makes sense. I've seen that kind of thing before, especially with like TV shows. And stuff.
There's like
they'll
a portion.
start you out with like a midway point, and then it goes back to the beginning.
And I could totally see Tifa during the train station scene, just like we kind of, you know, expect to see out of Dear Destiny. Frankly, her resolved. She don't know what's going on with Cloud, but she's gonna resolve to help him. She's gonna. If I had to guess what Dear Destiny is gonna conclude, she feels, you know, they cross paths for a reason. She needs to help him. But this will be Tifa with a lot more clarity of the situation. And during those 7 days that she's unconscious, I think she's gonna remember, because remember, this is not just for the audience benefit, just like Gongaga would. Gongaga, those weapons were not just telling us what happened in the past, but they were reminding Tifa. And I think after the end of all that, she's going to resolve to save Cloud. So she has that in her heart when she wakes up and sees Meteor hurling. You know what I'm saying? So just one scenario I could see is before the game begins, you know, kind of like the Zerith part of Chapter 1. I could see something similar. We may even play through a little bit of something before, just like with the Zerith thing. We may even play through a little snippet before we jump into the game. So
showing Tifa, you know, walking through the
walking down cobblestone streets, walking down cobblestone streets.
Girl. And maybe even playing that, you know, that first like they may very well show that first, you know, day or two where Cloud is you know, establishing himself in the bar and stuff with Tifa. And, you know, kind of similar to Cloud's character chapter in Ever Crisis. Maybe they end up making that, which I think would be fantastic.
Well, I think I could see them. I could see them showing right before, like when I could see it ending like it's somewhere where Dear Destiny is. She's walking along. She's pensive about what's going on with Avalanche. And then she sees Cloud and she realizes it's Cloud. I could see it cutting off right there and then jumping into the game.
Right.
I could see that. And then we get the full thing when you actually go through and get to the train station thing. So, yeah, man. There's so many, like, Sky really is a limit. Like, Remake and Rebirth have opened so many doors. Cloud was always canon, don't get me wrong, but now they have the technology and they have the advantage of hindsight, seeing where things went wrong, where things went right. And then also it's a different mission this time, because the mission before was it's always the shock, obviously, but the mission before, like, Cloudy was the twist. Like, oh shit, it turns out there never was an actual LTD. Like, he always was in love with Tifa. Well, the cat's out of the bag 30 years later. Nobody's gonna be surprised by this. Now,
Right.
the success of part 3 hinges on people rooting for her to save. It's not gonna be Tifa going to save her friend Cloud, who then she shockingly finds out has romantic feelings for her. Now it's Tifa going to save the guy she loves, who she knows has who she knows loves her back. But then the shock being how deeply and how long he's had these feelings for her, and the lengths he went through to get noticed by her. That's gonna be the big shocker. People are gonna be shocked by how I love Cloud and Tifa. I mean, you think this shit is shocking now? Just wait. Okay, I mean, people are gonna be floored by how, and real Cloud is going to be ridiculous. Okay, man, I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this for years. I'm like, damn, like we are not prepared. And again, I was just talking to Nightmare about this. I was like, look, them kissing before the live stream scene is absolutely on the table. You wanna really get people invested? Have them kiss a Northern Crater. Have them kiss before Northern Crater. You've got to really establish this is the couple from the start. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it would not surprise me at this point, because the sky really is the limit at this point for Cloud and Tifa. They all this build up I think they gave us a kiss as set up, Monk. Not set up for the next game. They putting a historic first kiss on the Gaga. I know. Damn. Gaga was set up. 22 Pass was set up. 2000 Guild was set up. Dear Destiny is set up. Man.
I know.
Ooh, Lord.
And here's the thing. I also, I don't know if I verbalized this before, but you bringing up like the possibility of them kissing at the Northern Crater. I always thought that there was a possibility it would be some kind of angsty, like almost like a farewell kiss, like
yes,
she's like when he tells her that oh, I hope you find the real Cloud someday or something like that, and then that's when, and it would just be like a heartbreaking one,
Yeah,
like
she'll be crying.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like it would really pull at your heartstrings, because I can see her like. And I've been saying this for years, but I can see her like blurting out, "I love you, Cloud. Please don't leave." And she's, and he comes over and kisses her, and he's like, "I love you too." I think that's what the real Cloud would say. I hope you meet him someday.
Oh,
and then, my God, we're gonna be inconsolable. Now, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, and this is my wild, cloudy dreams at play. But you know what? There was a lot of things that I didn't even know I wanted until I saw Remake and Rebirth. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying if it doesn't happen this way, I'll be disappointed. Because, man, who saw Gangaga coming? Who saw train roll coming? Nobody. Who saw the train roll coming? Who saw Cloud suavely giving Tifa that? Listening to Aaron say this is a flower for that means reunion or reunion of lovers, and he suavely hands it over to Tifa and just shocks her. He shocked all of us. All she did was ask where he got it from. I know. Well, I was like, wow. Oh my God, they didn't even make it optional.
Because in OG, Tifa asks him for the flower.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, you shouldn't have." Yeah, she assumes that it's for her. Yeah.
The remake, Cloud volunteers it.
Yes, man. And then you can't even get mad if he gives it to Marla. I love how they think this is like some big thing. Okay, like it's a little girl. Okay, he's being nice to a little girl. Like we're not lunatics who villainize children like some people. Okay,
right? Exactly.
So like it's not a big deal. The intended route is clearly to give it to Tifa. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the whole reason why the Marlene option was there is so you could take Barrett on the gondola.
It's basically the anti-LTD option. You know what I'm saying? That's all Barrett's route is. Because you don't, and again, why this whole date thing is just nonsensical, because, like, it's, when he goes on the thing with Red 13, it's also called a date. Like, it renders the term meaningless. Even just from Era's perspective is rendered meaningless, because she goes on a date with Tifa, she goes on dates with Cloud, she even agrees to go on a date with Kate said, like and she obviously went on dates with Zack. Now I'm not saying that immediately, but obviously what happens on a Zerith date and what happens on a date with every other character is far different. One was actually mutual. But like, it's just a term she throws around. And they take it so seriously.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Cloud and Tifa are just being casual. They don't have to call everything a damn date. And romance just happens naturally because they're just in love with each other. I saw this interesting tweet, by the way. A whole lot of this is going to be cut out because we just talking at this point. We ain't talked in so long, girl. I'm just enjoying this.
I think we got a lot to say, honestly.
And I am not going to be so arrogant as to say I know all about Japanese culture. But I did see an interesting tweet that said, when you actually make the choice to ask someone out, that is when that's a serious thing. And so it's not just something you just casually throw around. Oh yeah, let's go on a date, blah, blah, blah. Like, because what they were saying is, I'm just relaying what they were saying, is if the person rejects you, that's the end of the relationship. Like, you can't just go back to just friends after you confess to somebody. And again, I can't speak to the validity of it, but in general, it definitely made me think of Cloudy because one thing I'll never forget one streamer said is, it went to what Tifa was talking about, it's hard being old friends. She knows once she rings that bell, she can never unring it. And if Cloud rejects her, it's going to be or vice versa. The same reason Cloud is hesitating as well. If one of them rejects the other, that's the end of the relationship. Like, it's too hard to, you know what I'm saying? It's not that they won't love each other, they won't be there for each other, but it's going to be too hard to be around each other. You know, that's why this whole thing about, he's lived with her and all this, but he's rejected her for marriage is stupid. I mean, it's like, he's not going to be sticking around knowing this girl is in love with him. Like, again, they just villainize these people. But anyway, I thought that was interesting that, so when she finally, and what I told somebody I was arguing with earlier, it was like, you're saying that Tifa's date is completely different. No, it's not. The only difference between OG, I mean, obviously it's not the only difference. Don't take me literally. The main difference between OG Gondola Ride and Rebirth Gondola Ride is Tifa answers the question. And this is not optional, when you get off the ride in OG, Cloud turns and asks Tifa what she was going to say. She refused to answer the question. The main difference is you see what Cloud would have done had she answered the question. That's the difference. They just completed the conversation. That's it. Okay.
That's it.
You know, so this idea that and they brag about and by the way, at last I checked, which was hours, you know, it had been hours. I still ain't got an answer to this, but I said y'all brag about y'all brag about Aerith's date being that they want to keep Aerith's date as close to the OG as possible. That's not a flex, because I said after that teaser came out and they put that "I'm searching for you" line in there, I said, man, if that line is still on the gondola near the end of the game, that means Cloud and Aerith have made no progress from OG. None. Because she's still having this exact same conversation on that gondola, meaning nothing has been confirmed between these two before that. Nothing. And I was right, by the way. So, but yeah. Anyway, let's see what else. What you say remake it? Because, Lord, it's going to 2:00 at this point for me. Okay, he talks about Final Fantasy 6. I don't know if he says anything. Let's see. Splitting. Okay, yeah.
At this scale and having to split into 3 parts must have been quite a challenge, especially during the conceptual stage. Can you tell us some of the most important lessons you have learned over all these years as a director, and whether you think it's possible for Square Enix to be willing to do something similar for another project in the future, or do you think that it's unrealistic?
そうですけど、まず、最後の質問から。
Like your relationship with Claire Obscure Expedition 33 there.
Okay, he just talks about how they have a good relationship with the devs there. And, he's talking about how much he respects the game and all that, has a good relationship with the devs. And we all know what they chose for that crossover. Hamaguchi, this ain't no game that Hamaguchi has never heard of. I don't know this for certain, but I imagine he says he's played it. I'm sure he's played, because he's a gamer. Let's not forget, he was a fan of FF7 first. He played this game first endlessly as a child. Okay, he grew up playing this game. He is a gamer. He's been on camera playing, I believe, playing other games if I'm not mistaken. So he's almost certainly played Claire Obscure. He certainly knows the story. Okay? And they chose those two characters to put as Cloud and Aerith. I mean, if I ship Cloud and Aerith, I'm very nervous at this portion of the interview.
Right?
Okay, for him to be just like how and Nightmare and I are working on a video right now for The Greatest Showman and how it shaped No Promises to Keep the performance. Let me tell you something. Nomura is a movie buff and he knows that movie inside and out. And let me tell you something. That is maybe the most damning thing, ironically. I mean, the way that he so underhandedly threw that in there is incredible. Okay? Because if you know the story of The Greatest Showman, it is blaring that the woman singing is not the love interest. She's not the love interest for the main character. She's not even the love interest for the other person who's holding hands with it. In both instances, Tifa is the love interest. I mean, he even ends up marrying the woman that he was childhood friends with. They have a water tower. I mean, that's incredible. Y'all have got to watch that video. I'm gonna try to get as much of it done as possible after I'm done streaming on Saturday. My God, that is the biggest indictment against Claire. Almost the biggest indictment against Claire, other than you have no chemistry in the entire game. And they celebrated. And they celebrated. It's incredible. Nomura, oh man, no wonder they hate him. Hey, look, all I know is if that had been Tifa up there singing and all that shit was happening, and he said The Greatest Showman was the inspiration, and Tifa's the villain, cause that's what Jenny is the villain. My God. So yeah, y'all have got to watch that one. I'm telling you, that's gonna be a banger of a video. That's gonna be a banger of a video. But yeah,
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man. All right, let's see what his last question is. Again, using Cloud and Tifa scenes. I wonder why.
まずこう
So yeah, Hamaguchi saying how familiar he is with Claire Obscure, and then that's the crossover they did.
今回のリバースはやっぱ原作のそのワールドマップをやっぱりどういうふうに表現してくるかっていうところはやっぱり一つユーザーのこう期待なんですね。で、それをやっぱりこうなんか省略することなくよりさらにそこのスケールを広げてちゃんとファイナルファンタジー7の世界観がユーザーにより深く伝わるようなやっぱ作り込みをやっぱしっかり作ることができたので、やっぱ結構多くのゲームファンの方々が原作のファイナルファンタジー7を超えた感動をいただけたっていうふうなことを言ってくれることがこう多々あってですね、やっぱ一言には本当一クリエイターとして本当この作品に関わって、この作品世の中に送り出せてて本当に嬉しいというか、本当に良かったっていうのを本当に強く思ったのがずっと自分の中に記憶として残っています。
Alright, I think before I move on to the last question, I really thank you for coming to Malaysia and also have this interview with us and spend your time with us here today. The last one would be that do you have anything you want to say to Final Fantasy VII fans in Southeast Asia?
今回、初めてですねマレーシアに来て現地のこうファンのコミュニティの方々ともお話しさせていただいて非常にこの地域でもこの「ファイナルファンタジー7」というフランチャイズファイナルファンタジー自体のフランチャイズも含めてかもしれませんが非常に多くのファンの方々に愛されているということをまず実感できて素直にそれをまず嬉しく感じております。今私はですねこの「ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクシリーズ」の3部作目の開発をこう進めており間もなくですね何かしら情報をお届けできるタイミングがやってくるかなとは思います。その中でインタビューの中でもありましたけど本当にこれまでリメイクリバースとものづくりをしてきて本当により多くの世界中のゲームファンの方、メディアの方々から本当に期待されている作品だと肌で感じております。なのでもしまだプレイされていない方がいたらですね今 こう我々こう Nintendo Switch 2や Xbox といったですねマルチプラットフォームでこうファイナルファンタジー7の世界をより多くの人に楽しんでいただけるように。
Alright, so yeah, he's going into the spiel because I mean they're doing this whole tour. Then they had this man. Let me tell you something. I'll be shocked if Hamaguchi
I'll
is
have to read.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You want me to finish?
Oh, sorry. Oh, we must have skipped over at some point because we didn't get to see my favorite part of his interview.
Okay, well,
where he said, I have the screenshot here, so I'll just.
Oh wait, real quick though.
I'll just read it.
Real quick, hold on. Real quick, just because people are saying in the comments things that they found more emotional versus not. They said death was so drawn out. They were more annoyed than anything. That was my, oh my god, that was my reaction. There were only two moments that really made me emotional. It was when Tifa slowly goes to touch her and realize, and you know, like kind of in disbelief because remember she also saw that other version and was like, no, she's really gone. That was so sad. And then also when Sephiroth flicked that blood at Cloud, like, let me tell you something. I was really ready to come through that screen. I was like, seriously, dude, you kill his friend and then you flick her blood at her and laugh at him too. That was I love Sephiroth. That was a time I genuinely hated Sephiroth. Like, I had a visceral hatred for Sephiroth. I was like, man, this dude is diabolical. But anyway, and then somebody said when Red 13 is talking about his dad, honestly, I found it a little hokey myself. I don't know. I was just, and I guess also because I was just so annoyed that it took so damn long to get to the scene. By the time I got to it, I was just kind of rolling my eyes. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna lie, that was my first reaction, but I was dog tired. I took like 4 days off of work and I was powering through this game. So like I'll probably chalk up some of my reaction to just pure annoyance that I had to walk through that damn cave to get to it. Oh my god. And that's what I'm saying, that padding. It disrupts the game's flow so bad in some places, and that was one of them. Really disrupts the flow of the game. Same as with the damn box throwing with Kate Sith. Cannot stand it. Oh my god. And then also I would say like one thing that was really emotional for me was Barrett talking about dying and stuff, that whole thing. But then Palmer shaking his ass at us like 10 minutes later. It's like, what the hell is going on here? They completely ruined the vibe. That was, that was one thing somebody says, like, sometimes Rebirth doesn't let these scenes breathe. And that's my biggest annoyance when I think about part 3 is I hope they've left enough room where you can really let these moments breathe rather than just rush into the next thing because they've decided to put half the game into one game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I feel y'all on those.
Right.
Let Monk read this last part and then we're gonna wrap it up. But yeah, this is good. Go ahead. Yeah, because I can't remember what's going on with that. But go ahead.
Yeah. So. Okay. Oh, where is it? Shoot. Oh no. Okay. I don't know if I can actually read the direct quote here. Okay, here we go. So it says, obviously the origin of the story is predetermined in terms of remaking the original Final Fantasy VII. So because of that, we have to be faithful to the original Final Fantasy VII while also adding in new parts. To bring out the best of the original into this new title. So in that respect, because we are keeping to the Final Fantasy VII script. That was the part I wanted to get to.
Yeah, I wonder if it was just like a different, because he said something similar in here, but it wasn't that. I wonder if it's just like a difference in translation. That was clear. For sure.
It's part of the same interview, but I think we skipped over some stuff because we were clicking back and forth.
Possibly, but yeah, I mean, it might be just a different translation at the same time too. So I'll take a look later. But yeah, and when I go to repost this, I'll put that part up.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, they've said once again they are, and honestly, this is more direct than anything. They said they are sticking to the Final Fantasy VII script. Like, We are not changing this story in part 3.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling you, that's why all this coping and, people just flat out going unhinged about Tifa making insanely, unhinged mods and stuff. Like, they're crashing out. Their Destiny God has been terrified. Okay, first off. And you see a lot of people limit. That's why they're over here like, we don't need a kiss anymore. They know it's not going to happen. Why come out now? Why basically why accept defeat ahead of time? Do you see Cloud like, I don't know. Like, we're not admitting defeat before the damn game comes out. Maybe Cloud and Aerith will be together. No, they're not. They're not. It's not happening. First off, I didn't need Hamaguchi to tell me this to know it's not happening. I mean, even by their own metrics over there, whether you're talking about whether it's following the original story, whether you're talking about which girl is more popular, not that it should even matter, but the mere fact that it's LTD, people have to, it's just by nature, these women are pitted against each other. Another reason I absolutely hate LTDs, because it breeds negativity.
Absolutely.
It breeds negativity. Okay? They claim I hate Aerith. No,
yes,
I don't. I mock Claire. I don't mock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying how ridiculous it is that y'all are claiming this is the canon ship even now with all the stuff Tifa got with Cloud, and y'all are just wanting Aerith to play catch up. Like, that's what I'm mocking. It's not her.
Exactly.
But yeah, yeah, like, and what are you talking about? Popularity of the individual girls? What are you talking about? Who sells more? What are you talking about? Popularity of the ship? Like, there is no, and again, by their own admission, from the fact that people are repulsed when they think a Claire scene is happening. Like, by any metric you go by, Tifa wins out every time. Okay, so yeah, like, but that's why they're already admitting we'll see if Cloud's gonna be a two-timing asshole in the main story. Cloud and Aerith don't have to kiss. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're not canon. Just because they don't kiss, I mean, it's not canon. They're still canon. But we don't need a kiss. I see what you're doing. We see right through this. See, that's why they hate me and Monk, and why they say absolutely hideous stuff about us every day.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
100%.
They hate that we are not shaken by anything that they say, because I came into this fandom confident, not knowing anything about this remake, where it was going to go. I came into this fandom confident because I'm confident in my understanding of the story. Sure, do I get stuff wrong? Sure, Monk did stuff wrong. We had a lot of theories of things that might happen. Okay, that didn't happen. But on the big stuff, we were absolutely right. There was not a chance in hell that I was gonna kiss Aerith on that gondola. Okay, wasn't gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Okay, and there was, and like I said before, the second Zach walked his fine ass on camera, I knew this LTD was a goner. There was nothing that was a meaning that was gonna happen between Cloud and Aerith after that. Even if you think he had some feelings for her, they are not gonna figuratively revive this man just to have his best friend, and more importantly, the damn hero of the game, backstab him for a woman he knew 2 weeks. Okay, it's not happening. Again, ship what you want. Have at it. Love it to death. Love it all day and night. Got no problem. If you live and let live.
Nobody
Say la vie.
About what your personal preferences are.
And it has nothing to do with my personal preferences.
You to keep in mind.
And the truth is, it has nothing to do with my personal preferences. It's the story. Period.
No. It's the story. It's the story and the fact that our favorite character is constantly being lied about all the time.
Yes. I can love Sephiroth the Genesis till I'm blue in the face. I can love Sephiroth the Genesis till I'm blue in the face. That is never going to be canonized. Okay? It's two different things. Shipping is about preference. Have at it. If you like,
Exactly.
I mean, to each his own. I'll just put it like that. To each his own. And I've said before, I don't agree, but I understand why people like Cloud and Aerith, even if I don't agree. I mean, I hear their explanations. Don't make sense to me, but I get it. And on a surface level, I get the appeal. It's, you know, brooded guy, preppy girl, oh, she melts his heart, blah, blah, blah. You know, the stuff on the surface level you might get out of it if you're not paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not really digging into the story. But, yeah, like I said, do what you do, but, you know, but the story is the story. Just like, I cannot stand Lucrezia. I cannot stand Hojo. But I would look like an insane person once again to come out here and say that Lucrezia and Vincent wasn't in love with Lucrezia, or Lucrezia and Hojo weren't a couple. Like, that's just, one is my feelings, the other is facts about the game.
Exactly.
Whether you hate Tifa is irrelevant. Whether you hate Cloudy is irrelevant to what's actually canon. The story is the story. Go ahead. You go ahead and say your final thoughts too. I'm sorry.
I was just saying. Yeah, I was just saying that's been my stance all along, and I always reemphasize this, is that I don't care if people ship Clarence. That is not my concern whatsoever. And you can't dictate what somebody likes, and somebody honestly themselves can only influence how much they like something themselves. I mean, it's just something kind of that comes instinctually with, you know, the type of personality you have, the sorts of things that you find enjoyable. Even that you don't necessarily have complete control over. Like, I can try to like something that I don't like as much as I want, but ultimately, I can't force myself to like something if I don't instinctively already like it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
and
exactly.
it's the same thing with characters and character relationships. But how you handle that dislike is entirely within your control. You can either handle it like a reasonable person, be like, you know, I don't really particularly care for the canon ship. I don't like Cloud and Tifa. I don't like Zack and Aerith. I like this other ship better, and so I'm still going to continue to ship it. Okay, then do that. That's fine. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to come out here on Elon Musk's Twitter. You're not going to come out on YouTube. You're not going to come out here on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and spout a bunch of bullshit and then expect people who are fans of this story to just sit back and take it. We're going to push back because we know that's crap.
And you know, that's perfectly acceptable in every other aspect. You have people out there who are detracted to Rebirth. There's things we've said about Rebirth in this very stream, I guarantee you people will take issue with. Well, you know, because we have this argument all the time with people on Twitter. Some people love all the mini games and think it added to the. Some of us are like, it's too many damn mini games. I saw somebody saying like, there were just as many mini games in OG. I was like, to be fair, I hated all them damn things in OG too. At least I'm consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were too many damn mini games. that damn barrel one, my God. And that's what it's like. It's almost like sabotaging you getting there state. You know what I'm saying? Like, who can get that damn mini game the first try without looking up a guide? You know what I'm saying? My God. So yeah, man. And by the way, we always like to tell people, you can literally achieve getting Tifa's high affection Highwind scene before you even leave Midgar. That's how you. Yep. That means you have to actively, from the beginning, because people do not play games like this, especially when they don't know anything about it. People do not actively play games to completely sabotage an outcome they don't know is coming. Okay? And even Rebirth proves this, because a whole lot of people thought they were going to get one date and got another. It's not actually optional until you get to New Game Plus. A lot of people thought they were going to. Yama was aiming for Tifa and ended up getting Yuffie because he played 1-2 mini game. I remember because he did the whole chocobo thing, but then where he messed up is he did Yuffie's thing and you know, the one with the, you know, the little boxing thing or whatever with Cloud as a polygon, and that's what took him over the edge for Yuffie. That's my opinion. Okay, but yeah, people don't play games to actively sabotage one outcome they have no idea is coming. Okay, all right. So yeah, you can easily easily get Tifa's high fiction. You can favor Aerith the whole game and still get Tifa's high fiction. You can get Aerith's date. Plenty of people got Aerith's date and got the high fiction, I would say. It's the intended scene. Like, they act like they don't understand what a reward system is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I say all the time. Final Fantasy X-2 has 5 endings, but one is called the perfect ending for a reason.
Right, because it's the one you're supposed to get.
If we base Titus and Yuna being canon based on whether you got the perfect ending, I mean, you have to literally pretty much do everything in the game to get the perfect ending. Does that mean it's not the intended ending just because it's hard to do? No. And Tifa's date is far easier to get. Trust me. Far easier to get than that perfect ending. So yeah, and you may walk away if you get like the bad ending or whatever, because all the other most of the other endings are considered bad because they don't reunite. You may walk away thinking, damn, well, I guess that's the end. I guess, love story's ended. If you never go on YouTube and find out she actually did reunite with him, you know what I'm saying? You'd have no idea. I'm pretty sure I didn't get that ending when I first played it. And then I knew what I was looking for the second time, and so I got it. But anyway, that's another tangent. But yeah, so Hamaguchi, Hamaguchi once again reiterating, yes, we are sticking to the original. This ain't no damn sequel. Okay, the compilation is canon. Yes, there's new mysteries, but we're incorporating the entire compilation, including characters you may not be aware of. But for people who know the compilation, they know who these characters are. You may have no idea who Cisne is. You may have no idea who Kunzel is, or Kyrie, or even Glenn. May have no clue. And Glenn is from Ever Crisis, which is a mobile game, a gacha game. And he plays a pivotal role in Rufus's story, and especially coming up, there's gonna be even more stuff because now we're gonna get to see Matt and Lucia. There's a lot of. This remake is rife. It is sprinkled all over the place with references to the compilation. And if you hate the compilation and refuse to absorb it, or ignorant of it, yeah, you can still understand the story to some degree, but there's a lot of stuff you're gonna miss. There's a lot of references you're gonna miss. And it does make the story better. It is exciting to see, like when you see the characters exercising in Nibelheim and you realize Tifa taught them those exercises in Trace the Two Paths. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's exciting when you see the women of the village cooking because the soldiers are coming to town, and you realize Claudia was one of those people that were and Tifa were one of the ones helping prepare these meals for the soldiers. Like it adds layers and it adds depth to not only the story, but your experience of the story. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Monk, what's your last thoughts? Because I'm getting the hell out of here. It's 2 a.m. and we're going on 3 hours. You there? You cut out. I'm just hearing noise. We'll give her a second. Oh, there you are. There you go.
I'm sorry. Sorry. The audio has been a little jumpy tonight. There's been a little bit of an audio delay, but yeah, it's just crazy that it's just like it turns from like difference of opinions on things to just like outright lies, and that's what I would really love to see, like a change in the community as a whole, from going to simply, oh, I just don't like this one thing, to going from lying about the characters and lying about the story, for clicks or for clout or for whatever the hell the reason is, and just so we can have honest conversations about the story for once, and this goes across the board too. This even goes beyond the shipping community and into people who make it wouldn't even necessarily theorizing videos and stuff like that, where they'll discuss a certain character's role and then it turned into, oh, how can this other character fill this role instead? And da 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 da. And it's like, can we not?
Seriously.
Like, we all know that's bogus. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
just
this happens to
exhausting.
no other character. Nobody was like, when we get to Corel, Yuffie's gonna battle it off with dying. Like, when you put it about any other character, it sounds crazy. The only time they
It
do
sounds
this,
stupid.
yes, the only time you see people doing this is when it's something Tifa has with Cloud. It doesn't even always have to be a major scene, but definitely the biggest scene she has with Cloud that all of this buildup is leading up to. There's always somebody, and this has been almost from the beginning after Rebirth came out. How can we fit Aerith into ABC scene instead of Tifa? How can we fit Zack instead of Tifa? How can we fit literally anybody in there instead of Tifa? And the only other time this was the case was Aerith's death. Oh, Tifa would jump in the way of the sword so Cloud could be with his real lover. Like, that is not happening. Oh, Cloud would decide to die with Aerith. You know, like, no, he's not. Okay. Like, that is not happening. There's some who's saying he's gonna die in part 3 so he could be with her. I mean, it's just these are things that are not happening, and we said that from the beginning. There is no way. I said categorically, there is no way Tifa's going to die. And even TA said that one. I'm pretty sure he made it. He was like, "Look, Tifa's required to save Cloud. Like, objectively, she's the one person who can't die." You know. So yeah, there is So it's just nice to see for the umpteenth time. Maybe some people actually be listening. You know what? And I think these interviews are gonna hit differently. Because unlike when these were all leading into Rebirth, we had no idea what was in Rebirth and what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Where things were gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming out with these statements leading into part 3, where he realizes a portion of this fandom is expecting massive shifts from the OG. And he's like, "Look, niggas, we ain't doing this, okay? Look, this shit ain't happening, okay? I'm just letting y'all know, don't get your hopes up." And I think Hamaguchi, you know, is recognizing this is going to be I think, because, understand, the marketing and the devs are two different things. Like, he's realizing some of this marketing has really set people up for expectations that are not going to, just like that TGH reeler, okay? Set up massive expectations about what was going to happen on their gauntlet. And now they have had to deal to the point where Hamaguchi had to answer why Cloud kissed Tifa. The lies about it were getting so ridiculous. He has had to constantly reiterate that what happens between Cloud and these characters is important. It deepens his bonds with them, etc., etc. And he had to explicitly get a question from a damn reporter asking why Cloud kissed Tifa, because the lies about it are so ridiculous online. And, you know, Nojima Nomura and you know, these devs realize this is going to be a massive problem, because I predict this. Hear me now, quote me later. They better shut this shit down long before part 3. They better go ahead and rip the band-aid off. Because what's going to happen if they don't go ahead and let them have their massive temper tantrum online and bow out? What is going to happen is they're going to have a massive anti-FF7 campaign, hate campaign, going on while they're trying to promote part 3. Not only the entire time, but no, I'm sorry, no, like the second, because understand, they can't, you know, the marketing can be the marketing all day. They can only show Cloud and Aerith till they blue in the face, okay? The story is a story, okay?
Exactly.
And no one, and I've said this, they are not going to care how many dates you gave them in Rebirth. They're not going to care that they held hands. They ain't going to care about all this stuff they claim they love, but then they'll turn around and say, "Oh, you know, that man, why did Tifa get A, B, and C, blah, blah, no, it didn't go far enough. We need to get what, blah, blah, blah." Okay, they're not going to care about any of that. They're not going to care how many times you put Cloud and Aerith in an ad together. They're going to feel betrayed. Okay, and nothing short of these two ending up together is going to ever be good enough for them. And these devs know these two are not ever ending up together. So you will have people mass going on every social media platform they can find, giving this 1-star ratings, screaming in the comments, oh, they changed the story for profit. These capitalists and blah, blah, blah. They're just like Shinra. I mean, they're going to be going nuts, okay? They really got to shut this shit down. And honestly, based on just my idea of what they even have to put in the marketing to sell Part 3, because again, it's going to heavily rely on people rooting for Cloud and Tifa to sell this game. The marketing is going to kill this before it even gets there, in my opinion. I really thought the kiss would be the end all be all, but I didn't realize how delusional some of these people still were. Honestly, it shocked even me. But all they got to do is drop one image of Cloud and Tifa under that high wind, and that's a wrap. All they got to do is show Zack and Aerith reuniting and something, you know, them reminiscing of something romantic happening there. And let me tell you, they are definitely going. We all know how SC rolls. They ain't gonna be able to help themselves. They always spoil tons of shit as you get closer to the game. Okay,
they really showed Zack's death in the Crisis Core.
They flat out showed his death. Honestly, if you just watch that trailer, you find out the entire story of Crisis Core. I mean, it summarizes the entire thing. It's like a summary video. It's amazing. And this was before the game came out. Okay. It's interesting. That's the one trailer that they actually took down, because I couldn't find it anymore. I think they realized, like, damn, this is literally showing everything. But
that was a bit much.
It really. I was like, did they literally just show him dead, like in glass screen? But yeah, so they're not going to be able to help themselves. They're going to show part of the live stream scene. They're going to show the Highwind scene. They're going to show some of Northern Crater. And they're going to reveal Aerith is dead, frankly. It's going to happen.
There's no way around it. There's really no way around it.
Yes, let them go ahead and have their crash out, scream all over social media that Essie sold out for profit, and because Tifa's a whore and she does blah, blah, blah. Let them go ahead and have that crash out, and let them leave in a fit of anger. Get that shit out the way so the rest of us can enjoy the damn story. Okay?
Exactly. It's time to get the fakes and the frauds out of here.
This is going to be a massive issue to their bottom line. They don't just run the risk of, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a massive issue to their bottom line, because they have people not just, they prefer a different ship than the canon ship. That's perfectly fine. They have people actively trashing the characters and totally misrepresenting the story of this game en masse. There's a small minority, but a very vocal minority, literally going platform to platform to platform, spreading lies about this game. Okay? This is not, please, if any developers listening to my words right now, this is going to be a liability, a massive liability, and they know that. That's why he's had to come out yet again and say, yes, we are and remember, they're trying to sell remake. If this is all, that's why I said these interviews are going to hit differently, because we're leading into part 3. Even though they're selling remake right now, you know, they're reselling remake right now. He's saying, look, this ain't changing. There's no what's up in the air. Oh, maybe Aerith will save Cloud this time. We are sticking to the FF7 script. Period.
Exactly. It definitely hits. It definitely hits different now, because it's like all pretense, all the flowery language is done away with. Like, Hamaguchi was speaking very plainly. He was just like, look, we are respecting the original. We are sticking to the FF7 script. This is all about remaking the story and then adding all the compilation lore to it. You know, and it's just all pretense is gone now. Like, he's not leaving any wiggle room for some, you know, YouTuber or content creator to go in there and try and misrepresent what he's saying. He made it very clear.
Little room for interpretation.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Brian said this all makes you wonder if the illusionary love triangle nonsense was even worth it. I'll say this: it was brilliant.
I really
wait, hold on. It was brilliant, but I don't think they foresaw what it would lead to. I think if they had it to do all over again, you know, like not, and that tells you the dedication they have, because the compilation has done nothing but make it clear and clear who the canon ships are. You know what I'm saying? They've only layered on to Cloudy and Zerith with the compilation, and so that tells you they truly are sticking to the script, because even though everybody knows Cloud ends up with Tifa, the story is the story, for better or worse. You know what I'm saying? It's already baked into the cake. But if I think they had to do it all over again, I mean, there's a reason they've never repeated this. There is a reason they have never repeated this. I mean, Final Fantasy VIII is a direct rebuke to this. You know what I'm saying? They like to think, oh, it's a Claire shit, blah, blah. No, there's a shit ton of Cloudy stuff. It's very obvious that Cloudy inspired the ship. Now, you may say, now, the broody girl, that superficial level, you know, the broody guy, you know, paper girl thing, you know, that also could fit Cloud and Tifa. You see tons of people who make fan art like that, like Cloud's like frowning, and she's like, you know. I mean, that's in the game. Dizzle and Marlene drew that, you know, so that's literally canon to them. Okay, so even that's ridiculous. But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII was a direct rebuke to this LTD stuff. They've even said as such. They've even said as much recently. I mean, well, like something that was recently unearthed. So, yeah, but. Part 3 is not gonna leave any wiggle room for this. It's gonna be done.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm of two minds of this, because I understand its narrative purpose, especially with the angle of Zack Fair added into the mix here. But I do think that the cost to the community at large and the way that they have fumbled handling, like they should have cleared things up a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Like you have creators who've had to deal with messy love triangles before, even ones that were unintentional. Like you have the writer for Bleach, you have the writer for
Harry Potter.
You know, Harry Potter. You got I believe even Attack on Titan was addressed this as well. Where it's like, okay, this is what was the intention, you know. It sometimes I know that the devs of FF7 don't really like to touch on this stuff, but because of their reluctance to directly address it, they created a monster over the years.
Yeah, because they wanted to, you know, in my opinion, Square Enix wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They wanted to both. Like, yeah, Cloudy is canon, but they also literally, like, the whole reason Aerith is in Kingdom Hearts is not because she's the love interest of Cloud, it's because, well, my staffers asked for it, so I put it in there. It's literally fan service. Like, they talk about fan service all day. Aerith being in Kingdom Hearts is literally fan service. He cared so much about how Tifa was going to be portrayed that he felt he didn't have enough time to properly lay out her story. It's the same reason they took out Tifa's chapter. Like, it's almost you know, and sometimes it's to our detriment, because they care so much about how Tifa's portrayed that they would rather put it off or not put it in than put something half done for her. So when his staff was like, when no more staff was like, hey, we want to see Aerith, okay, I'll throw it in there. But it was literally that simple. And they use this as evidence that she's the kid. I mean, it's insane. Again, I keep using the words insane because it's insane. So, yeah.
But exactly. But so, like, to me, I think the fault lies with how they've handled the community outside of the game. The game itself makes it very clear. The books, the games, the movie, all of it makes it clear what the intention is. Mm-hmm. The problem is everything that happens outside of the game. The marketing, the lack of addressing these issues up front. I mean, I can tell Nojima's getting tired of it, though, because him coming out and clearing up what he meant by the song was actually the most direct I've ever seen him in regard, and actually putting Clarence in their place was something I knew that I've seen from him, and I think he's just getting done with it. He's tired of the LTD nonsense, and he's over it.
They're
So,
forcing his hand. They
I
are
think-
forcing his hand. They're forcing SE's hand
They
because
are
they have
forcing his
spread
hand,
so
yes.
many lies. They have completely weaponized and made radioactive for a lot of this fandom on way to a smile by constantly lying about it and frankly making him look bad. Okay.
Mhm.
You know, and so it is, and one thing that he said is he now knows himself more as a writer than he ever did. And you see a massive difference in the way how direct. I mean, page 19, Tifa's declaring she wants to spend the rest of her life with Cloud. So much more direct this time around. Cloud saying, Cloud does not, oh, you know, I want to be noticed by Tifa, which is romantic, but I want to be her special existence. These massive declarations from 2 of the 3 main and then Aerith, you know, what does she want to talk to Tifa about? Her first love. I mean, like, you see these massive declarations. Even if you think you have, it's not real. Like, massive declarations from these characters from the jump, but
Right.
especially in the books. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Exactly.
We are in a totally different era. If you had asked people 20 years ago if they ever remade the game, if Cloud and Tifa would kiss in disc 1, people would laugh at you. Even Cloud would be like, okay, no. I mean, even around this remake, people didn't believe they would even had a chance of kissing in Rebirth. They were like, oh, you know, I think we'll get a kiss in, you know, maybe the live stream scene. Like, it was dreaming big to get a kiss in the live stream scene. It was dreaming big to get a kiss before the Highwind scene. We thought we'd have to wait all the way to 2027, 2028 to see a kiss. And they're like, and Hamaguchi just casually was like, oh, well, we just decided, you know, since he, you know, this is supposed to show character growth for Cloud. So, yeah, since you could hug her in the first one, and, you know, this is supposed to show Cloud's growth, we had her kiss her in this. I mean, just casual about it. And we all shocked. I mean, this made it around the world. Okay, sorry, go ahead. And then I really got to go. Lord.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying that, yeah, absolutely. Like, the Reach trilogy completely, like, changed our level of expectation for Cloudies as for the better. Because, again, I was one of those Cloudies. I was like, oh, we got to wait till the Highwind scene before we get to see a kiss between Cloud and Tifa.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you and I kind of getting into it because you're like, no, they're going to kiss in part 2. I'm like, I don't know. It's too early. And I was one of those people who are like, nah, they're not going to kiss.
I thought it was Northern Crater. I thought it would be Northern, because I thought they were going to get to Northern Crater. I did start wavering once I realized we were ending in Forgotten Capital. I was like, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe they'll have an almost. That was me dreaming big at that point. Like, oh, they'll have an almost kiss on the gondola, but they'll get interrupted or something. Woo!
We got both.
Yes, that's the amazing part. We didn't have to choose.
They gave us both, bitch.
They gave us yes. Bitch, like, they gave us the interrupted kiss, and not just interrupted by some random person. It's the team, like, kiss, the door flies open. The whole team heard them. Okay, the door flies open, and they have
the door.
It's not an accident that Aerith is positioned right outside the door. If Kate can hear them, she most certainly can. Okay, that's how she repeats something, because she repeats what Cloud says. I'm sorry, she repeats what Tifa says in chapter 11 to Cloud, that this isn't going to happen to him. That's not an accident. She heard them, and they had a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? We know they had some kind of conversation after that scene. And they chose to position her right outside the door. Door fly open. Cloud sees her. He looks like a deer in headlights when Aerith says they went on a date. He's like, please, baby, don't die. I don't know what she's talking about. They want the date. I mean, he's dying inside. But his supposed love is sitting on the other side of the door. Door flies open. He sees her, and it's like he's just watching paint dry. It's like no reaction whatsoever.
No reaction.
None.
Exactly.
Okay.
In fact, to make matters even worse for Claris is that Aerith is blurred out in the background.
It's just like that
damn
swimsuit.
Is looking at Tifa, and his eyes are like as big as dinner plates. He's got this super like an awed look on his
saucers.
face. Oh my god! He's like,
oh my god! And what's so fucked up is they did the same thing with the swimsuit. Like, they're both in these cute little swimsuits. Cloud like notices Aaron, but he blurs her out. He gawks at Tifa. They can't stand that scene. Like again, this is not about mocking Aaron. It's not about Zach. The same exact scene could happen with Aaron and Zach. I'm going Zach there instead of Cloud. Zach would be all over. Oh my God, you look so cute. If she had asked Zach what kind of swimsuit he would have actually answered the question correctly. Oh, I'd love to see you in a pink swimsuit with this a little frill, blah. He'd have been like Cloud and Alone at Last, okay? He'd have had some answers. Cloud said like, well, I like something that's with utility and blah, blah, just because I have to fight on the water. And she's like, alrighty then. Like, she's like, my God, this dude. Like, Tifa literally just breathes sometimes, and he's all over her. And Tifa, you okay? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. This chick is like, tell me what you want to see me in. And he's like, well, something, I like to wear something with utility and blah, blah. She's like, my God, like, this is not Zach. Jesus. Oh, man. But yeah, anyway, I've got to go. I'm dying. Whew. So, it was fun, Monk. Thank you, everybody who managed to stick with us as it's nearly 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, I gotta wait like 12 hours for this so it'll be up for a while. But tomorrow night I'm going to like I'm gonna actually go through it and cut it up, and make a proper video out of it. What were you gonna say, Mom? Yeah, I didn't hear a word you said. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. My phone literally kicked me off because it overheated or something, and I was like, "Oh, you can."
Yeah, that's time to go.
So my phone decided to tell me, "Oh, you can only make emergency calls." And I'm like, "I'm in the middle of a stream. I can't."
That's funny. All right, well, it's definitely time to go. All right, thank you everyone that joined. Tal, Curse, Halo, other people. Sorry, Zerith in the live stream. Other people. Sorry, can't remember all the names, but really appreciate it. I will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.